Hi.
Hello.
It's Unnecessary Roughness.
It's very late at night. We're here on YouTube. Well, I guess it's the morning at this point. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, turn on your alarms. Did I forget anything else?
No, just watch the damn thing.
Enjoy the show. Like the video.
Comment your thoughts. Make them nice, because you guys are mean sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Don't be mean.
We start.
Are
we starting?
We've already started.
Yeah.
We've been talking on this.
I mean, it's recorded, but like obviously we could rip that bad boy out.
All right. What?
Nothing. I'm just.
Go ahead and say it. You want me to welcome everybody to the show, and then you can say it?
I don't know, Brandon.
Yes.
I don't know why you're being all timid like this. What? Say it.
All right.
Why don't you start the show and then we'll say it.
Okay. Hi, welcome to Unnecessary Roughness, college football podcast for Barstool Sports, brought to you by High Noon Hard Seltzer. They got the best flavors, they got the best juice, they got the real juice, the real vodka. It is the real stuff for people like me and you. There you go. There's the High Noon read.
I wish I had a High Noon right now.
Why are you being so weird?
I'm scared of you right now.
No.
I'm not scared of you. I'm scared of. I don't know. I'm scared.
A lot just happened the past 20 minutes.
Yeah, we're here at the gambling house in Hoboken. Mm-hmm. We just ended a stream where Dave lost a lot of money.
He did a lot.
He did lost a lot of money.
Also lost his mind a little bit.
Yeah, he got upset at me.
Got
really mad at me.
A lot by his standard too, not just by like regular human
That's
standard.
Fine.
Yeah.
I can handle another man getting mad at me.
Yeah, no,
I fucked up. I shouldn't have said what I said on the stream, but whatever.
No, and we don't have to spend a lot of time on this because obviously all the clips are out there and that's fine. It's just the air in this place is just really awkward right now. That's all.
I don't think it is. I feel good.
I feel pretty good. I mean, I wasn't here for the full thing. I kind of walked in when it was all happening.
Yeah, I feel good.
Okay.
I have no awkward air about me. Do you have awkward air about you?
Yeah, no, I feel awkward.
You're not around confrontation much, are you?
No, I work at Barstool, so all of us are. I'm not actually like awkward, like something's gonna happen to me. No. There were multiple layers to what happened on that stream for sure. I just don't enjoy a lot of yelling. That's all.
All right. Well, I'm real sorry he lost his bet.
I know you are.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you should feel awkward. I
certainly wish I had gone differently.
Yeah, that would
be a lot easier. But
yeah, no, for sure. It'll all be fine. It's just the aftermath. Everything will be fine. Water under the bridge.
Yep. Today is about college football. This podcast is about college football. Unnecessary Roughness is about college football. We'll deal with whatever comes out of that later, and then we'll move forward. But today was a pretty gigantic day in college football.
It was, but it also it was gigantic. There was obviously multiple things that happened that were really big. The slates was just kind of shit.
No, I don't think it was. I mean,
you
going in it was.
There's a few eye-opening things, but there's no like standing up. Oh my God, that moment, like that play that just upset.
No, but I mean,
there were two outcomes that obviously massively shook up the college football playoff.
Right. I mean, we saw a top 10 team get destroyed today, and then we saw a second top 10 team get destroyed today. Like, we saw some clarity. We have clarity now in the playoff.
But didn't we expect both of those to happen? We knew that Ohio State was going to destroy Michigan State. We both said that.
I think we all leaned towards. I had this feeling Michigan State would keep it close. They didn't, and the matchup was terrible for Michigan State, and Ohio State killed them. And Ohio State is worth talking about, and we will. I'm not sure we can say that we knew that Utah was going to do that to Oregon.
No, I thought Utah was going to win. I didn't think they would kill them the way that they did for sure. But I mean, like the Ohio State Michigan State game, like while it was in, should we just talk about the game now or should we wait?
No, we'll wait.
Okay.
So to me, this was Statement Saturday.
Okay.
And I think there are 4 teams that made definitive statements today.
Can I guess them?
I would even say it. No, I'm going to say 5 teams that made a definitive statement today. You can guess who made a definitive statement today on November 21st, 2021.
Ohio State.
That's 1.
Utah.
That's 2.
Alabama.
Different statement, but that's 3.
I knew that. That's Oregon.
No.
No, because you put them
Utah
in with.
made that
statement.
I mean, one's easy.
It's Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
And Wisconsin.
Not Wisconsin. I don't know. Nobody gives a shit about that.
Yeah.
They won by 7.
They won by 7.
Well, I didn't know if that plays into the fact that Ohio State looks that good.
To me,
Michigan?
I didn't think
Clemson?
Michigan was going to go on the road and score 59 points.
Okay.
So Michigan made a statement. Clemson's a topic to deal with in a minute. I'm not sure that was a statement, but that certainly is. They are definitely a team that we just buried, and they're going to finish 9-3. Like they're going to finish 9-3.
There were multiple times that I looked at the score bug during that game, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like, we've been talking a lot of shit, which I still stand by, but like they're going to lose 3 games total.
They haven't had the toughest schedule in the world.
No, they
No,
haven't.
but I'm saying like, but we've been acting like they're the worst, like one of the worst teams ever.
And
Like, not
yeah,
well,
they're going to
for their
finish
standards,
9.
but-
Well, and I'd say they're going to finish 9-3. They still got to beat South Carolina, who's game. So Clemson's a conversation for later. But this was a statement day, and I think it starts with that noon game in Ohio State, starting with number 7. Now, there has been some conjecture, some guessing whether how legit Michigan State is. And I think we now know enough that they're not a legit top 10 team. They have had a good season. They've had a fine year. But frankly, if you combine Michigan and Michigan State's accomplishments to this point, you don't have enough to make one top 10 team, much less 2. So, yes, please.
Jack's
So
trying to
tighten
help
this
her-
up
yeah.
right there.
Or
Brandon's fighting with the microphone at the
Like
current moment.
if you want to, you.
I think this
Oh.
is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you
I'd like to pull it up, and I'd like to tighten it right there. But it won't do it.
loosen it,
No.
Yep.
But it's moving. And why would I loosen it?
trust me.
Loosen it a little bit.
Okay, I'm loosening it.
Now
Then
move
now
it.
move it.
Okay.
Now tighten it.
it.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yes.
Look at that.
It's going to fall. For some reason, it's not.
No.
Watch. When I let my left hand off, it's going to fall.
Okay.
It's as tight as I can get it. Didn't fall.
But that's good.
And
Didn't
yeah,
fall.
give the mic.
No.
But that's good for the podcast.
No, it works. It worked.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
worked.
yeah.
What you said was going to happen happened.
A war with the microphone.
No,
that
that was
never
awesome.
happens
Yeah,
in
that
these
was
streams.
awesome.
So I think Ohio State made the biggest statement today.
So when we did the college football show this week, we talked about this game obviously and made our picks. But the one thing that I was really looking for, and I think we talked about it last week a little bit too, but I definitely said it on the show, was that this was C.J. Stroud's Heisman moment, and he absolutely made that statement today.
Yeah.
Like C.J. Stroud should win the Heisman.
No, I don't know about that.
Who should?
I mean, Bryce Young threw a hell of a counterpunch. He threw a
Yeah.
hell of a counterpunch.
He
Yeah,
really
but
I-
Arkansas versus a top 10 Michigan State.
I think
team.
Arkansas is a better football
Better
team than
football,
Michigan
yeah,
State.
better.
Yeah, but like I don't know. Like when you look, first of all, the Heisman is just a farce every year.
It's
We all
not a
know
farce.
that, but-
It's not a farce. But I think now we have a 2-man race. I think it's now a 2-man
Well,
race.
I think we thought that anyways, right?
No, I don't think so. I said if Kenneth Walker had a big game, he'd still be in it. Kenny
Which
Pickett,
he
Matt Corral,
didn't
he
at
did not at all.
No.
Yeah,
But
27 yards,
a Heisman comes up in a minute. But C.J. Stroud definitely made a huge statement, gigantic statement. He is a guy that they lost to Oregon because he wasn't quite ready. Mm-hmm. They lost to Oregon because
Week
they
two,
couldn't.
like it's crazy.
They
to
couldn't
think.
score in the red zone, so that's why they lost to Oregon. But now he's ready.
The statement that was made even before this game, though, and shout out Katie Stats for pointing this out. I mean, Michigan State has the worst pass defense in the country.
Yeah.
They are quite literally 130th.
Right.
So, and then you look at Ohio State's offense and all the weapons we've been talking about all year. Like this makes sense that they got torched.
Yeah, it does. I mean, the matchup always screamed Ohio State to beat the shit out of them because they have a great passing offense, and Michigan State has a terrible passing defense. The way they did it, though, I mean, 49-0 at half.
Insane.
And we're going to end up possibly giving the Heisman to Bryce Young. If we held a draft of pure talent, he might be the 6th or 7th best player on that offense. Behind 3 receivers, behind Travion Henderson.
Wait, I
mean,
think
yeah,
you
you-
meant
C.J. Stroud.
Did I say?
Yeah, yeah.
Who did I say?
Bryce
Bryce.
Young.
I meant C.J. Stroud. I meant C.J. Stroud.
But I mean, you
could
could also
say
make
that
that
about
for
Bryce.
Bryce.
not
Young.
as severe,
much, but
but I think on Ohio State's offense, he might be the 6th or 7th best player as far as pure
Mechie,
talent.
Robinson,
Olave.
Jameson.
Yeah,
So
but
for 3.
3 for him.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're talking about Olave, you're talking about
Right.
Smith and Jigba,
Yeah,
you're talking
no,
about
Travion.
Garrett
Travion
Wilson,
Henderson.
Travion Henderson, and the 2 offensive tackles that are both going to be in the first round. Anyway,
One of them follows me on Instagram.
But
that being said, though,
that's where I say, and I say farce. Like obviously that's being dramatic, but that is where you look at this award and you say like,
but that being said, C.J. Stroud delivered the goods.
he did, and I mean a huge statement game, and I think when we've all been like arguing about Michigan State all year, like I think. Like it's very clear today, and you mentioned Michigan and how they won today against Maryland, and Maryland's not very good, whatever. But like the game next week is really going to show us how good Ohio State is. Even though, and I understand Michigan State beat Michigan, fine. But Jack and I both said after that game, we were like, we still think Michigan's a better football team. They are going to match up with Ohio State much better than Michigan State did.
I think they match up better with them. I'm still not sure. I don't know.
see, yeah.
I don't know
We'll
if they're
see.
going to be able to stay close. Like
But we do know that they will match up better than Michigan State.
Well, having the two best defensive ends combo in the country is going to help them a lot because you're going to put C.J. Stroud under pressure, and he's not going to be sleeping in his own bed next week. He's going to be in Ann Arbor, and he's going to be 110,000 people. He's never done that. So I think Michigan will play Ohio State closer than Michigan State did.
By far the toughest game he's ever played.
I don't know if that means they'll play him close or not. We'll have to see.
Well, right, because the margin of error is massive at this point. I mean, 49-0 at halftime. Like, yeah, of course they can play them closer than that.
That was one of the most pathetic
Michigan
first
State didn't
halves
want.
I've ever seen from. I know their passing defense wasn't good. 49-0. Their offense was pathetic too.
I don't understand what they were doing offensively.
Yeah.
I think Kenneth Walker in the first 5 drives had something like 3 carries.
I don't know.
They were letting Peyton Thorne throw back shoulder throws.
Yeah,
they were trying to do something they're not. I don't know why they didn't try to take the air out of the ball.
It was just weird, and it was just and also their defense needed a break. They were getting ran out of the building, and then they would just go 3 and out, and then C.J. Stroud, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave would come out again, and then bada bing, bada boom, touchdown.
Truly a tough timing thing for Mel Tucker too. I mean,
Yeah,
he was just the butt of. But I mean,
still,
obviously, fine.
It was good for jokes.
But the Twitter world.
Oh, it was so
he
much
was
fun.
he was memed. He was you paid this guy $95 million. Hopefully he signed the contract before the game today and all that shit. It was good for jokes, but I mean, tough.
That
tough
poor
scene.
guy is going to have to deal with the jokes and his $95 million contract extension.
Wait, did he sign
Did
that?
he sign
No,
it?
not yet. It was
No.
just a rumor. I thought he signed it the other day, frankly.
At least publicly, he's not signed it. Though it seems like that the contract itself was very real.
Yeah. So
Wow.
is there a reason he hasn't signed it? Is he trying to go up?
Trying to get more.
I think
I mean, I wouldn't be
Trying to be like,
I mean,
why don't we round that out to an
who
even
who else
100?
wouldn't sign that? There has to be a very good reason. There has to be another person.
If he thinks LSU is going to call him down there,
It can't be fun living in East Lansing, Michigan.
I'm sure it's fine. Michigan's a fine state.
East Lansing, I think it's just gray all the time there. Have you ever watched a sunny game in Michigan State? It's always
Yes,
gray.
I
there.
have. I don't know if I have or not.
No, when we were there, it was exactly what
It's
Jack
just gray.
described. The sun, we were.
The sun doesn't
our
exist there.
security.
Well,
our
guess
security
what, guys?
team-
Ann Arbor was 30 minutes away. You had the same weather.
I know, but listen.
Oh, it was sunny
when
there.
our security guard was driving us to the show in East Lansing, and Katie and I think for 15 straight minutes, kept asking him why the sun wasn't up. Yeah.
It was 8:30 a.m. The sun.
No, the sun doesn't come
It
up
was just
there.
I was
well, they're right up against the time zone,
but still, I was like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
this? I don't know. I also just, I just like Ann Arbor better. And we had a fine time in East Lansing. It was very gray, very dark.
whatever. This isn't about Ann Arbor against. This isn't about Michigan or Michigan State. This is
No,
about
it's about
Ohio
Ohio
State. Absolutely looking like I'm ready to call it. I'm ready to say there are 3 tiers of teams in this country. I'm ready to say tier 1 is Georgia, tier 2 is Ohio State, tier 3 is everybody else.
May I throw
Speak
something
against
out there?
that.
No,
Speak
I'm
against
not
that.
speaking against it. But you did say this earlier too as well. Why can we not put Ohio State with Georgia right now? Because you have the number 1 offense in the country and the number 1 defense in the country. We don't.
That is a fascinating storyline that we're hopefully building to, and that national championship game would be awesome.
I don't know if I can.
The reason I separate
say-
them right now is because Georgia has done what Ohio State did today every week outside the opener. Every single week they have killed every team they
Yeah.
played. They have killed Arkansas, they've killed Florida, they've killed Kentucky, they've killed every team they've played. And Ohio State killed Michigan State today, but they didn't kill Nebraska, they didn't kill certain teams. So I think Georgia has earned a place at the very, very on the top shelf, and Ohio State is climbing. And they are the best offense in the country. And Georgia is the best defense in the country. And we might be headed towards that collision.
I think that I agree with you. Georgia's still the best team in the country for sure. I would say almost it's 1A, 1B though. Now, Michigan State is not a top 10 team. We clearly saw that today. But for it to be late November and Ohio State to beat another top 10 conference team like they did allows them to be in the conversation with Georgia.
You can, if you want to
Now-
put them in
now
the same
Georgia-
conversation, you can put them. I'm not
Now-
doing it.
Georgia doesn't give up 31 points to Purdue.
What I want to wait, I still think Georgia's the best team. I want to see how Georgia plays in the SEC championship. If they blow out, which I assume it's going to be Alabama, if they blow
It
them
is.
out,
It's
yeah,
Alabama.
that's done now. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Because Auburn lost.
Because Alabama won.
Alabama.
Well, and also,
No,
Didn't matter. Alabama just had to
won.
win.
Yeah, they were.
regardless, if they blow out Alabama in December in Atlanta, and it's okay, then yes, and I would say head and shoulders. But the way that Ohio State played today, now I still I'm still not ready to say that Michigan's going to get blown out. But beside the point, I still think you can make a case for Ohio State right now.
So the 4 we're looking at, I mean, Notre Dame's right there.
Okay, we're going to talk about Notre Dame.
They may be number 4. Who's number 4?
Well, no. Okay.
Who?
Right now?
Yeah.
I think Cincy is.
So then who's 3?
I think.
Wait.
Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State.
Sorry. I should have after the Bama.
Okay,
Georgia
all right.
Do you think though that the committee could make an argument to jump Michigan, to have Michigan jump Cincy?
They'll find a way.
That won't matter. That doesn't matter at all.
Well, no, but I'm saying for this week.
That doesn't matter though.
I don't care.
Because if you're talking about the playoffs, I mean, Georgia's going to have the number 1 seed as long as they take care of their end of the bargain. I think the number 2 seed will be the winner of Ohio State, Michigan, and then we can worry about after that. Because no matter what happens, who wins next week in Columbus or in Ann Arbor, that team is going to be the number 2 team in the country.
Yes.
And then,
but that's why I'm wondering.
Oklahoma State's going to have a real
Bedlam is huge.
I don't think Oklahoma will be able to get in, but if Oklahoma State really dominates Oklahoma, they didn't have a great performance tonight, but it was a good look ahead. They shut out Texas Tech. I think was the game may be going on right now, but they shut them out.
It was disgusting display of football.
And then
nobody's talking about how good they beat TCU 63-17 last week, and then shut out Texas Tech, who's had some momentum.
Yeah,
Oklahoma State is the best team in the Big 12, and I think they're going to smash Oklahoma.
I don't think that Oklahoma's assuredly out of the playoffs.
I think they're assuredly out, but I think
they have
would.
One loss.
I think they would be in line behind some others.
If they beat Oklahoma State and they win the Big 12 championship, they're going in the playoff.
No,
I don't know if you can guarantee that. I think you could say that could happen. I don't know if you can guarantee that.
You think
where are the spots though, Kayce?
I mean, the committee would leave out. I mean, I know this is crazy, and I know Oklahoma's not looked great, but I have a really hard time believing that the committee would leave out a 1-loss champion Oklahoma for Cincinnati.
No,
I think Cincinnati would absolutely get in.
They would get in 100%.
I don't think so.
I think that Cincinnati should get in, but I think the committee just hates the G5. They'll find a way.
Look where Oklahoma is.
How is that narrative done?
Also, when the committee put Cincinnati at 6 a couple weeks ago, everybody acted like they'll never respect Cincinnati. They put Cincinnati exactly where they needed to be to move into this thing, and they're going to be in the top 4 on Tuesday, and they're going to be, as long as they win out, I think they're in.
They have a better win than any Big
12 and Notre Dame won't lose. They have you stack Oklahoma up against them, even when they beat Oklahoma State. Cincinnati has a better win.
Do I think
and no loss
that Cincinnati should be left out? No. Do I think that is a possibility? You guys are acting like there's 0% possibility.
I think there's a 20% chance.
I would even say lower.
I don't think there's a chance Oklahoma beats Oklahoma State twice.
Okay.
I think Cincinnati, it's going to be 3. Like, we're going to go into Selection Sunday be like.
I think
if they go undefeated, they will be like.
You got to understand what's happening behind them too. Like Notre Dame's about to be like
5 or
6 or 7, and they beat them.
No, listen, I understand all that. There is not a shot in hell that Oklahoma is dead and buried in the college football.
I don't think they're dead and buried. I don't think they're dead and buried, but I think I think the shovel is on top of them.
Because if Oklahoma State is, I mean, where are they going to be this week?
So they were 10,
9.
They were 9. Notre Dame was 8.
Yeah.
So they'll be 7.
So Oklahoma beats number 7
Notre Dame
in their
6.
rivalry game, and then they play them again and they beat them again. They're gonna be. They would be in the playoffs.
Cincinnati would have beaten 6 at their place.
I understand that.
And Oklahoma has lost. Cincinnati has not.
Listen. I understand all of that. The committee, we've seen the committee make other decisions. And I know Dan was on this very staunchly last week too, and I'm sure when we tape the show again, he's going to say the same thing. If Oklahoma, because of the name of their program and everything else, if Oklahoma wins out and is the Big 12 champion, there is absolutely a world where the committee puts them in over Cincinnati. There's absolutely a world.
I disagree. That's okay.
You disagree with the logic of it, but you can't disagree that there's a world that it exists.
Yeah, no, 5%. Yeah.
I just disagree. I don't think we live in that world.
You just said 20%, so it's not.
That's fine, but that means 80%. Cincinnati's just in.
All right, we'll see.
If Oklahoma wins Bedlam, are they in? Or what's the process?
No, that's
for
what they're
Oklahoma?
saying. No.
Sorry, Oklahoma State. My bad.
Oklahoma State's going to be able to be in this mix. Oklahoma State's a lot better football team than Oklahoma too.
They have a bad loss.
They have a loss though. So why would Oklahoma State be in the conversation but Oklahoma wouldn't? If they both do the same thing. If Oklahoma State beats Oklahoma twice and you say they can get in but Oklahoma wouldn't, that's crazy. Oklahoma State has a terrible loss. So what we're saying, what I'm hearing from the two of you,
I'm not saying they wouldn't get in. I'm saying they wouldn't get in over Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So you have
or Notre Dame.
so-
That's my opinion.
So you have Georgia.
Yep.
You have Ohio State
Yep.
/ Michigan.
or Michigan,
Right.
whoever you think
Right.
you think Ohio
Correct.
State. Then you think it could be Cincinnati and Notre Dame.
Yeah.
It could be Cincinnati and Notre Dame. It could be Cincinnati and Oklahoma State. That's an argument. I think Cincinnati is in a position to just be in regardless.
It could be Cincinnati and Oklahoma.
Yeah, it could be Cincinnati and Oklahoma.
I don't think there's the scenario. It's a 5% chance, at least in my brain right now, that there's a scenario where Cincinnati goes undefeated and Oklahoma's in the playoff, and they're not.
Also, Oklahoma is 13th
Unless
right
Bama,
now.
what?
Oklahoma's
Unless Bama
13.
beats
Let me ask you a
Georgia.
question.
Georgia.
Now
Now
would
that's
change everything.
If Bama beats Georgia, then you have a whole bag of problems. Or, which this isn't going to happen, or Wisconsin beats Ohio State or Michigan.
It's fine. You going to pee, or are you going to tell him to be quiet?
I was gonna tell him to shut up.
He's
Who
fine.
is that?
It's Mincy out there talking. He's fine. I don't think you can hear it on here.
No,
I'm sure
it's
you
just
can.
annoying to me.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm done. I'm all
Why
right.
don't you,
The
you want me
dogs,
to,
the pit bulls.
hey, do you want me to
no.
yell out they're quiet on set?
No. The
Okay.
pole-
You want to say shut the fuck up? That's
No,
going
no,
around.
no,
tonight.
I
no.
want to do it.
No.
Let Katie do it.
No,
He's not even talking anymore.
He's done.
Oh, he's talking.
Well, yeah, he's talking.
No.
No, it's fine, guys. It's fine.
Katie and I just want to be petty for a second. That's all.
Yeah.
No
That was
disrespect.
our most mature conversation we just had for 10 minutes in a
We
while.
can disagree. I like disagreeing. I think it's better than
Also,
agreeing.
like even when we disagree, I feel like no one comes in with stupid points. Like when you argue with people on Twitter, it's like, well,
Oh.
it's like when you argue with people on your show, people just like they don't. It's the same
Right.
argument. Whenever people,
I mean, this is
Jesus
crazy. This
Lord.
is insane.
What's he doing? Is he?
I got
I
it.
mean, yeah, go tell him to
Oh, I wanted to do it, and then
let Katie have this moment,
and I'll
okay?
be like, oh, man, I forgot. Sorry.
Like,
But no, I mean, you're not wrong. And I think like,
But, like,
maybe
with
I
that-
just have this belief within the committee that I have that is just wrong.
I think.
But I do think we're past the point of not respecting the G. This isn't a normal G5 team. This is a G5 team that beat a team that hasn't lost outside of that loss.
well, and they this whole, they haven't been beating teams very well.
But
They
then
did
today
today.
they're
I mean,
Yeah.
that was
I
that
think-
was
have Houston.
I think this idea. I think committee respects Cincinnati a hell of a lot more than we think they do.
Yeah.
A hell of a lot more. They're about to be in the top 4 this Tuesday.
Yeah.
Period.
the only reason I would say that they wouldn't be
Why wouldn't they be?
is if they put Michigan
They're not going to do that. They don't have to do that.
for the optics of
But they
Michigan,
don't.
Ohio
That's
State.
pointless. That's pointless.
No, that's
But they-
dramatic.
We've seen them do dramatic things before.
But
because
it's
they
pointless.
because
They
they
put Michigan over Michigan
yes.
State.
But it's pointless.
I know
It's
it is
pointless, but they
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that.
Agreed.
But they know that.
Agreed.
So so can you imagine like the ratings that show would have if they were like, you know what we're gonna do? We know that either Ohio State or Michigan's gonna lose. So for 1 week, for 5 days, let's dick around and let's say number 2 versus
But
number
here's
4.
the issue. No,
number
it
3,
doesn't make
4.
sense. Let me tell you why it doesn't make sense. Who was ahead of who today?
Cincinnati was
Since
in
he's
Michigan.
5.
Cincy's 5 and Michigan's 6. Michigan beat Maryland. Cincy beat the shit out of SMU. What did Michigan do today to jump them? Nothing.
Well, no, but again, we're not
didn't.
talking about just like logical things. I mean, just like Michigan being ahead of Michigan State, but
But the
Oregon
committee
being ahead
does
of-
use logic to say that we're
Well,
not.
no, I mean they
Not with Michigan State.
no because their logic of putting Oregon ahead of Ohio State was that Oregon beat them head
Right.
to head. Putting Michigan ahead of Michigan State was
But
because
the
Michigan's
committee
better team.
explained that. The committee explained that. The committee chair said, we think their metrics, we look at the deeper, and we think Michigan's a better football team.
We know that the football season is coming to an end, which stinks, Brandon. It really does stink.
Yes.
Just say yes.
I don't like it.
You know what else we don't like?
Student debt?
Student debt.
Yes.
But you know what we do like?
Earnest?
Earnest.
Yes.
Because Earnest offers low rate student loan refinancing.
Help you get rid of those student
In
loans.
just 2 minutes, you can check your rate risk free. That's nice. We like a quick 2 minutes.
Yep. I would love it. Nothing more.
You can reduce your loan term, save money, and combine multiple loans into a simple monthly payment. It's very late. I can't read. If you have questions, you can even talk to a real live human.
Oh, I love talking to a real life
But you don't have to
human.
go in person. So you don't have to like deal with it. You can just go to earnest.com. If you're feeling overwhelmed by student debt, which most people are, if you go to earnest.com/barstool, they can help you out. But not only can they help you out, they're giving you free money.
Yeah. Free money is good.
$100 cash bonus.
Oh, I need $100.
So they're saving you money. They're helping you every month to make it simple, and they're giving you money if you refinance your student debt at earnest.com/barstool. You get $100 cash bonus. Terms and conditions do apply. Again, earnest.com/barstool. Do I need to do the whisper? Or is my voice is kind of gone. Should I try?
Just do it however you want to do it.
Visit Earnest.com/partial for more details, terms, and conditions to apply. Earnest student loan refinancing made by Earnest Operations LLC in MLS 1204917, California, in 535 Mission Street, San Francisco, California. Visit earnest.com/licenses for a full list of licenses.
Back to the Ohio State-Michigan State for 1 second. Do you think that Kenneth Walker has any shot
Nope.
whatsoever?
I think it's over.
Oh.
I think he would have needed to have a big game in a.
What about next week versus Penn State? Can you save it?
I don't think that's a big game. I
They
mean,
just got so embarrassed too.
Yeah.
You know,
like they didn't give him a chance to win that game for him, and he didn't do anything to win that game for him, and they got embarrassed.
27 yards, right?
Plus,
Well, I know the team had 66 total yards.
but let's be
so-
serious. I
The
mean,
whole game?
Yeah, rushing yards.
Oh.
Sorry.
but
That's-
let's
that's
be
like the
serious. I
garbage
mean,
time,
it's
man.
just hard for a running back to win it. Period. And they would have had to. What are you looking at?
No,
Yeah,
Good?
no, I
it
was like,
just-
you were looking
no,
at
no, no, I was
something
just
wasn't
making
working.
sure that the mics were connected because I moved a little bit.
Okay,
But
alright.
they are because I checked them.
He
I didn't.
he had 6 carries for 25
One
yards. His
time
longest
I-
was 15.
After we recorded here.
Wait, he had how many carries?
6.
Kenneth Walker had six carries today.
yeah.
6.
Yeah, it's 6.
That's coaching malpractice.
Well, he got $95 million. He's
That's coaching malpractice.
resting on his laurels.
Did he get any?
I'm gonna go look at the
receiving
past
versus-
games.
I mean, that's a guy that
6 carries total.
1 reception.
if you have the best running back in the country and you're facing the best passing offense in the country, give it to him until his legs fall off. And,
Like, isn't it supposed to be like 20 or 30? Is like the normal.
I'd just say
him,
25. 25 is probably an average for him. But yeah, I mean,
I
that's.
hope somebody
He had
asks Mel
30
Tucker about that.
30 carries versus Maryland.
I guess.
Michigan, he might have
I mean,
had
he-
40.
I guess what happened was they didn't give it to him early. They fell behind 21-0, and they felt they couldn't run the ball. Fine, whatever. But you shouldn't have. You should have force fed him early. Anyway, Cincinnati made a huge statement today too. Cincinnati beating SMU the way they did. I actually thought this wouldn't be their toughest game. I think ECU on the road next week is the true test for Cincinnati. But still, treating SMU, who is not a bad football
No,
team,
not at all.
who has a good offense, and Tanner Mordecai's a good quarterback, and to destroy them like they did. What was the final score? 41-7?
48-14.
48-14, but those 14 came when the game
Trash
was not
time,
in
right?
doubt.
Yep,
Yeah,
fourth
so-
quarter. And isn't Tanner Mordecai on your because list?
Yeah, he certainly has been. I mean, he's been very good. He's been very good, and Cincinnati choked him out from the beginning. Cincinnati treated SMU like a playoff team should treat SMU.
Yeah,
Tanner
and
Mordecai had 66 yards.
Yeah, well,
66.
Cincinnati has one of the
So-
best defenses in the country,
I
pass
think-
defenses.
I think they can be. They match up pretty well against Ohio State if it happens to be the 2-3 thing.
Yeah.
Now we don't have to get into the playoff thing again. We'll get into it more on the next episode. But just that pass defense really does help them.
Yeah, I mean they got NFL guys. Sauce Gardner's an NFL
Yeah.
guy. A lot of people. Michigan made a statement today.
They did.
Michigan.
Well, Talia stunk today, though.
He stunk, but Michigan makes quarterbacks stink. And the thing about Michigan is it came after Ohio State made the statement they made. And Michigan was on the road, and, I thought they might slug their way to a 24-7 victory, something like that. No, they beat the shit out of Maryland.
shit out
They
of them.
scored a lot of points. They scored 59, and they showed they are ready. And now we have the biggest big game in years.
What's Maryland's record?
They're 4-7 now?
I mean, they're just really. but yeah, no. Michigan definitely made a statement.
Five
But
and
Yeah.
5-6.
They're playing Penn's.
They're playing Rutgers next week for bowl eligibility. Yeah, 5-6,
God.
5-6.
it's amazing that early in the season,
And
Maryland
so
fans
is
were talking
Florida,
about how they were
Florida
so
State playing for bowl eligibility.
That's
next
true.
week.
That's
good.
true.
Texas is
5
not
and 6.
bowl
If Florida
eligible.
still has a head coach, then.
Yeah, well, if he
Well,
loses
as
to
of
Florida
right
State,
now,
he
has there
definitely
been
won't.
any rumors or anything?
I have post notifications on for the AD in the football account and the athletic account.
Scott Strickland's the AD. He'll get fired too.
You're
but
gonna love that.
Michigan made a statement. Utah made a statement in the fact that I just would never want to play an important game in the state in November at Utah.
The number one place you wouldn't want to play.
Yeah, it's one of them. It's one of them. It really is.
Listen, the smoke. We talked about it all the time, but like you said it perfectly. Utah is tricky and tough, and Oregon was already kind of we were like, they're shaky. I mean, Utah embarrassed them tonight.
Yeah, well,
You don't think so?
they did. No, they
Okay.
did. They absolutely did. But it kind of confirmed, like, Oregon was a leaky vessel from the moment they beat Ohio State. Like, they had their best game of the year. Ohio State had their worst game of the year. And we spent all year putting Oregon ahead of them, even though it's been evident for about 5 or 6 weeks that Ohio State was a better football team. And we were just waiting for an excuse to
And
put Ohio State.
Cincinnati too.
Cincinnati is what? Yeah, like Oregon hasn't been that good of a football team in the last 2 months.
They talk about, the committee talks about how they look at the metrics, which they do cite them, but every metric has had Oregon behind Ohio State and Cincinnati. Like Cincinnati's been a top 8, top 7 team in all the metrics. Oregon's been top 15. Now they have performed, which is why we play the games, but also we talked about it a little bit off camera. They lost to Stanford, and Stanford's about to finish or did they just finish their season 3-9?
3-9. They're going to finish 3-9.
Yeah.
And
Woof.
And that's
3-9 with wins over Oregon
USC.
and USC.
Talk about, I'm sure it's on your plate. USC lost by 30 to UCLA today.
Gave up 66
66, but yeah.
Yeah, Oregon before this game was number 10 with rushing offense, averaging 227 yards. They had 66 today.
Yeah, are you stuck on the number 66?
63, sorry. There we
Okay.
go. Close enough.
Just, you've had 66 for every
Yeah.
game.
There's
we've
been a
had.
bunch of 66.
Have you made some lifestyle changes that we don't know about?
No.
I don't like
That'd be
that number.
666, not 66.
So
No, I don't like that
oh.
number.
I had to unfollow somebody on Twitter yesterday because I realized I followed 666 people.
Yeah.
Really?
No, I don't.
I can't be
fuck with
having that.
number.
Sorry to whoever I unfollowed. I couldn't have done it.
You could have
quicker.
just followed somebody. That way you'd never have to go
That
back
is
to that
true.
number. Would have been easier.
And now you have to follow 2 people.
You have to follow
next.
2 people
Because
next.
you're going to have someone to follow.
Right.
I was just so ready to give somebody
You
the
know,
axe.
You could refollow that person. And
I don't even remember who it was.
Then Paddy the Baddy, he has a new Twitter account because his other Twitter account got banned. So there's 2. Follow Expressions and Paddy the Baddy.
I already follow Expressions.
Okay.
Why did he get banned? Because he got hired at Barstool?
That, and then also he has this thing against, he says he's not from England, he's from Liverpool, and Liverpool's not associating with England, and then a bunch of people yelled at him, and then he told one of them to...
I'm not from America, I'm from West Point. That's what I like to tell people.
Well, you do say you're from Mississippi.
I'm from Mississippi.
No, but you would say you're not from Mississippi, United States, you're from West Point.
That's right, from West Point. I'm from Point City.
And then he told one of the people to say they was being an idiot, too.
By the way, Point City playing for North Half Championship on Friday night.
What's that North Half?
It's a big comeback.
It's
Like Kim Kardashian.
if we win the North Half, we play the South champion. If we win the North, we play the South,
You guys have a
and then we play
civil
for.
war.
Yes, we do. We're right there in Meridian. We have a dividing line, and we always win 5A North, and we're going to be playing Neshoba Central for 5A North.
Is it called the Civil War?
It's not. It's not. That's actually discouraged down south as well.
Y'all lost.
And then I think and this is a take that I've had from day one. I think Alabama made a statement today. I don't think Alabama's all that good of a football team.
Barf.
I don't think Alabama's all that good. I think
We thought all 4 of us on that show said they were going to roll Arkansas today.
and I thought they would.
I did too.
But much like Oregon's kind of told us for 6 weeks that they weren't very good, I feel like Alabama's desperately trying to tell us they're not all that good of a football team. Like they're good, they're a top 10 team, but they're not in Ohio State's class. They're not in Georgia's class. I don't know if they're in Cincinnati's class. I don't know if they're in Michigan's class. Like every time they play a physical football team, that physical football team beats the shit out of them up front. Arkansas did it today.
I mean, Arkansas's fake kick.
Right.
that was awesome.
I mean, it was awesome. Alabama had no clue what was going on. And if you're a really excellent football team, you don't allow that to happen. I mean, like every once in a while things will happen, I get. But like, I mean, the defense, the special teams had no fucking clue where they were.
And I originally had a take that I felt like JT Daniels would have to take over if Georgia was going to beat Alabama. Stetson Bennett wouldn't be good enough. I revised that take. I think Stetson Bennett is plenty good enough to beat Alabama. I mean, look at the last 4 quarterbacks that Alabama struggled against. They lost to Zach Calzada, which he's not that he's not that
Cuban
good.
missile, baby.
They barely beat Emory Jones.
Mm-hmm.
They barely beat Max Johnson at LSU, and they just barely beat KJ Jefferson, who can barely throw the football.
I'll be honest. KJ Jefferson's good.
I don't think Arkansas trusts him. Like they don't throw the ball very much. Without Treylon Burks, his stats are pretty good.
His stats are very good. Now maybe they come in like different times, but no, his season stats would be great. But tonight he threw for 320. Treylon Burks. Also, did you see the play at the end? Did you think that was a dirty, cheap shot by Will Anderson?
No, I don't know.
People like to
football.
Yeah, people like to make.
Even if it's dirty and cheap, it's still
so
it's a football dirty cheap.
I mean, he's only thrown for 1,900 yards.
Treylon Burks, by the way, is unbelievable because did you see the play where he caught it out in the flat and then outran 4 Alabama defensive backs? These are 4. These are 5-star defensive backs, Alabama defensive backs, and this guy who's kind of chunky. He's not a small guy.
he's
He
a
kind of looks
big
like a
boy.
tight end,
Thick boy.
and he outran everybody.
No,
with two C's.
he says he watches a Cam Newton hype tape before every game. He's like,
He's like Cam Newton, the receiver.
Newton,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
very.
Wow.
That's very.
oh wait, sorry, I think you're saying KJ Jefferson, who's also chunky.
No, I'm talking about
Treylon?
Treylon.
Yeah.
I mean,
KJ
he's a thick
Jefferson
boy.
is not chunky, is he?
Yeah, kinda.
no.
Like
kinda.
chunky or just thick?
Well,
He's
compared
thick boy.
to Mac
He's a thick-
Jones.
He's not. He's not.
I feel like when you
No,
say
no,
chunky,
no.
you're like talking like fat.
He's not fat. He's
Missouri's
like thick.
kicker's chunky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, we called that miss today.
KJ Jefferson looks like a 45-year-old father of
Right.
three.
He's looked like that
with
since he was in
two
high
different-
school. He has looked like that since he was
I
in
mean,
high school.
the bar for chunky quarterbacks right now is Mac Jones.
No,
Facts.
but it's different. Like
Mac Jones isn't chunky. He's doughy.
doughy.
There. Okay,
He's doughy.
that's
Would you
fair.
rather be called doughy or chunky?
Chunky's funnier.
Chunky looks like cheese.
Doughy's like being called a bag of milk. It's,
Right.
that's
I think Chunky's the funniest thing a quarterback can be.
chunky.
Yeah.
A bag of
Which
Like
mayonnaise.
Jared
R.I.P. But Jared Lorenzen.
Yeah.
I mean, he was
Oh, yeah.
he was chunky
R.I.P.
and he bought into it. You know. But Chunky's the funniest thing a quarterback can be. Yeah, really, a football player can be.
Treylon doesn't look chunky.
He did today though.
No,
Okay.
when he's running from those Alabama defensive
Oh,
backs.
in comparison.
And
okay.
they're like 5'9", you
They're
know,
skinny.
170.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's this thick guy just running away from him. It was impressive.
You know who looked chunky? He's not, but he ran like he was chunky. Was the Virginia Tech quarterback tonight? The second one, not.
If a quarterback doesn't, I'm sorry, when a quarterback has just the pants and no socks and the cleats,
Yeah.
you can't trust them. It's something you look like you're in Pee Wee high school football. It's just
Trying to think of any good
Looks
quarterbacks
bad.
who don't. I can't think of any.
I don't know.
Brady wears those socks.
But no, but Brady has like at least
Yeah.
his taping goes up his ankle. Like
No,
he had
yeah,
like
yeah,
ankle
he
You know
wears
who's
those
socks.
chunky?
socks, like those
Ben
socks.
Roethlisberger.
Yes.
Yeah. He's been chunky.
I think he doesn't play with anything.
So
Anyways, we've really gone off on a
number
tangent.
2 was I was ready to say that I think Georgia should really only be concerned with one team right now, and that's Ohio State. I think Ohio State and Georgia is the perfect national title game, which means it won't happen. Somebody will get upset.
But also, well, no, it could definitely happen. I feel like I just still have this weird feeling about Georgia. I don't know why. I don't know
You
how.
think Alabama can beat Georgia?
No, but that means that I feel like it.
I do.
I do, but like, would I put money on that? No.
I mean,
What do you
it's
think right now?
it's a perfectly reasonable thing to think that Alabama can beat Georgia, but
Yes, but like, what would the line be right now for next
I
week?
think it'll end up being like 6.5 or 7.
Oh, yeah. See, I thought it would be like 10.
For what?
Georgia and Alabama SEC title
I've
game.
seen
Depending
it.
on what happens, I
I've
guess,
seen
next
it
week, but-
3.5.
It's been at 3,
and
but
I've-
that's also an early line that they're trying to
yeah.
But I don't know. I think it'll be around 6.5, maybe 6, and I would just hammer Georgia at that
Responsibly.
number. Because listen, the only reason to believe Alabama can win that game is because it's Alabama.
Right.
They've shown nothing to
No.
make you think that they.
What's a better chance? Alabama loses to Auburn or beats Georgia?
I think
Not
beats Georgia
Auburn.
because I think Auburn's DU
They
and
lost,
done.
yeah.
They looked-
lost.
TJ Finley's not good enough, and frankly, I think Brian Harson's losing that fan base like in year 1.
And also, I mean, yeah, Beamer again beat another first.
We're gonna get to Beamer. We're gonna get to Beamer.
But I mean, which is great for but I'm trying to think of. Oh no, the other 1 year versus 1 year head coaches were Sark versus Lance Leopold. By the way,
Yeah.
shout out Kansas only lost by 3 to TCU, but I mean, they made probably one of the best hires this offseason. Kansas did.
I think, and frankly, South Carolina's hire looks good.
Yeah, it looks
I
good.
thought
we
it-
made fun of.
Oh,
I did.
We
did
all
for
did.
sure.
And we all
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Everybody did.
I thought it was an awful hire, and Shane Beamer's been very good. Before we move on completely, that's just classic Oregon. What we saw today.
Ugh.
Oregon knows how to
Sounds
get
like
into
Pac-12 too.
that.
Yes.
Oregon knows how to get into the situation where they can win out. They're getting in the playoffs. They have no idea how to win out. Now it's not easy to go to the playoff, but they blew it at Arizona a couple years ago. Blew it at Arizona State. Now they blow it at Utah. Don't even blow it. They just
No,
Just
they
got
blew,
killed.
They blew it.
yeah. But Utah is just a better football team than them
Could
right
not
now.
run the ball.
How many yards they have?
63.
Oh,
Suck
okay. There we go. There we go.
It seems like everything is just in the 60s.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean,
It's a
but
pretty remarkable downgrade from 230 to 60 something.
66.
63.
63.
She was gonna say
She
66.
can do it.
The Pac-12 is just did what the Pac-12
Well,
does
it's a bad
best.
conference. It's a bad
Oh, but
conference.
I haven't gotten to use this word a lot this year, but they cannibalize themselves every year.
ACC did kind of too.
Yeah.
I always kind of shudder at that thought of cannibalizing themselves. Because cannibalize themselves,
The Pac-12 does it.
Yeah.
but it kind of tells me that
Nobody's
they're
good.
no. It tells me that they're good, and they only don't make the playoff because they beat each other. Whereas the Pac-12 beats each other because nobody's good. Nobody can rise above it.
But they're like bad cannibals.
Yeah, I guess.
It's
I
like
guess.
They're cheating on their vegan diets.
They're just
Sorry.
Well, it would be
damn,
Oh.
Katie.
It's not vegan if it's a cannibal.
They're cheating on
no,
it.
but she's saying that the vegan,
Mm.
they're so bad at cannibalizing that they're essentially a vegan.
Would you
eating
rather
meat.
never watch college football again or be a vegan for the rest of your life?
Oh, fuck.
That's a good question.
You gotta go vegan.
I think you
gotta
would
go
be able
vegan.
to adjust to vegan a little bit better.
I
Actually, you know
wouldn't-
what?
I think
I think you'd
No!
be like,
I think I need meat more than college football.
Wait.
Yeah,
Can
and-
you still like keep up with college football? You just can't watch it.
I don't think so. I think
Oh
you gotta,
no. If I have to go, like,
You either give up meat or
you're-
give up college
What
football.
would you do? What would you do for a living?
Oh, I don't know.
Wrestling.
But I do have other
What would you do?
passions I guess I could get into.
Yeah, he's got
But
soccer.
But I
But yeah,
would.
but
I also have
like throw out some
But then
eggs.
vegan, probably my health would get much better too.
I don't
There's
know.
also so much fake vegan stuff nowadays. Like I've had the
Don't
Impossible
get me
Burger.
wrong. I think it's just like it's just soy,
Yeah.
nonstop soy. But I would.
You gotta go
probably
vegan.
just-
You got to. What would you? I mean, I wouldn't have a life.
I just don't know that I could physically go vegan. I think my body would just.
Your body would not know what to
Somebody-
do.
What are you
Shut down.
doing?
But your body would shut down if you couldn't watch college football.
It
I
would
trick
be-
my
brain-
body. I
your
could trick.
brain-
on Saturday.
I think I'd start watching Canadian football league. I don't know.
Oh,
Your brain-
yeah, you get it.
What if
No,
I
no,
became?
that's
What if I
football.
became like I started doing things in my spare time, became a genius, started studying.
Yeah, it's like no.
learned a bunch of different
yeah, it's
languages.
Like
It's like Joe Costanza when he stopped having
sex.
yeah,
Yeah,
he becomes a
he
genius.
becomes a genius. That's all that was holding you back is college football.
Right. Yeah. These 12 Saturdays in the fall
Yeah.
are what's holding me back from being a functional member of society.
Here's the thing. If you couldn't have a steak, it would suck, right?
Yeah.
But then you could still be eating. If you got rid of college football, you can't really replace it.
I don't know, Casey. If you put a 26-pound well-cooked porterhouse in front of me right here, and then put Ohio State, Michigan right there, I might eat the steak.
26 pounds.
But forever.
Ounce.
But
Yes.
forever.
26-pound porterhouse would be the size of
That
this.
no,
That's
that'd be
true.
good because that's all you need in life because you're gonna be dead after you eat that.
Yeah, 26 ounce. Excuse me.
That would be insane.
I had a porterhouse last night. It was good.
Did you finish it?
Oh, it was the porterhouse for two. Me and my wife went out.
Did two of you finish it?
We did.
Oh, proud of
Did
you.
you tell Dan that?
No little doggy bag because you can't eat your meat.
Whoa.
You know what, Katie? We did have a doggy bag. Okay, we did.
I'm okay
we
with
did.
doggy bag
We
steaks.
did have a doggy bag.
I take a doggy, but she made fun of me for not finishing my
I
The
steak
best part of getting a good steak at a restaurant is finishing up at home.
with your hands.
Yes, I love finishing it up at home.
Not my hands.
No, well,
hands.
he does that.
I think if you go to a restaurant or a place and you have one of those like table breakers or things that are actually supposed to be big and you don't finish it, that's bad. But like going and taking home something smaller.
Watch this. See that tweet?
What tweet is
Retweet.
it? What tweet is it?
It says
Auburn-
I hate Kayce Smith
This-
so much.
no.
The
It
Auburn.
was last week. It was Auburn fans.
Remember
Keep your
this?
heads
we
up.
read it on the podcast last week.
You're
to
We were
everybody.
so mad at you
Yeah,
for
I know.
that.
I'm retweeting it.
Stirring the pot, huh?
Yeah.
Losing to South Carolina, and also they were up 14-0 that game. I was like, South Carolina's like, they had a great season. They'll take the momentum into the offseason. No, they just fought. And
There's a hell of a lot more talent
You
on
know what,
Auburn
you-
than 6 and 5.
you know who we need to shout out? South Carolina fans show up no matter what.
Yeah.
They show up more than Texas fans.
Did you see USC's crowd today in the rivalry
Yeah,
game?
that goes to UCLA. I mean, it's just
I don't know why. Why a big time coach would want to take USC. You have to win back fans.
I know it's tough.
And in a place where people don't care as
Right, you have to
is.
make them
Right.
care, and if you lose the first year, they won't come around, and it's hard to recruit.
There are a few people that do care about USC football because every time you say that, there's some fan that's like, I love it. I
Well,
live
that's
and breathe
great.
it."
Get your fucking ass to the Coliseum. Get your ass out there and watch them
I
play
mean,
in a
there's
rivalry.
there's some people I follow on Twitter that love UConn football, but there's like 10 of them.
Yeah, but those 10 people
How did
really
how
care.
did this come back to UConn?
Well, I was
he
saying
was
that
It always
like,
does.
there's people
It
that
always does.
love even the
Yes.
shittiest teams.
But I'm saying like every time you say they don't care about something, there's somebody that's like, we do
Yeah,
care,
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like, well,
I mean, they've won a national championship in this
Yes.
decade, so century.
I still would go vegan. I'm just still thinking about it.
I would have to. I think there's good enough substitutes that you could survive it.
I don't think there's got enough substitutes to meet.
There's not any
I
substitute
went
for
baconless
college football.
for a while and then
Not a one.
steakless. Before I signed my NLI, I did it for 6 months. I did it.
So back to a take I had earlier. I think the Heisman is now a two-man race. I think it is. I think C.J. Stroud won the Heisman for about 2 hours today, and then Bryce Young came back over the top and absolutely put on a performance for the ages against Arkansas.
He did.
I think they're right there together.
Oh, for sure.
And,
what are the odds? I mean, the odds are probably even right now, right?
Well, I don't know if they're
It was
probably updated yet.
Before
but
today, it was plus 200
For both
for
of them.
CJ and Bryce.
yeah, so they're very even.
Sorry, CJ and Kenneth, and Bryce was one down.
Yeah, well, now it's you can
Yeah.
forget about Kenneth. Now it's absolutely C.J. Stroud. And the thing is, C.J. Stroud has the huge game against Michigan. But, I mean, if Bryce Young beats Georgia, I don't think that's going to happen. But if Bryce Young throws up 400 yards and beats Georgia,
When is the voting?
it's after the
It's
title
after.
games. Yeah.
So
It's open before the title games,
Right.
but mostly it happens after
Conference
Because
title,
remember
not
when
title.
Kyler stole the Heisman from Tua?
Yes,
Tua had a bad championship game, and Jalen Hurts had to come in.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that they can cast their ballot early. That if like Ohio State just destroys Michigan, they'll be like, "This is the guy."
It's actually updated. Right now, CJ Stroud is minus 167. Bryce Young is plus 110. Matt Corral is plus 2,000. And Kenneth Walker's
So
plus 2,000.
there it is, two-man
Yeah,
race.
I mean, that's it. Like,
That's a two-man race.
And it should be. I mean, who else
one's
would it
already
even be?
minus money.
Well,
Well, I
think of-
mean, for what it is. Not
I have a question.
okay.
Who's the best college football quarterback in the state of Mississippi?
Will Rogers.
Yes, Will Rogers.
It's not even close. Have you seen Matt Corral's stats in conference play? Not
Yeah.
good. He's the most overrated guy in the country. Whatever.
I also felt badly that I spoiled that trivia today on the college football show because I got some people that were mad at me for that.
What, for saying Google it?
No, for saying that Will Rogers was your answer.
Oh. Did you get it or did Blattman tell you?
No, I really.
I
I
will-
Not to say
no,
that
no,
you,
no. I
yeah.
swear to
I
God,
was
because-
downstairs.
You know why though?
Okay.
I heard
Why?
Blattman
Because
know.
you unzipped your quarter zip. You
'Cause
you
I
had
was
a
looking
you had an
confident?
Oreo tell.
Yeah, I
You
had-
literally you go
Right, yeah.
and I was like, oh, Will Rogers.
I'll show my chest a little
Yes.
bit. Sometimes I like to show my chest.
No, I'm really bad at trivia. I would have not even thought about that until you gave away your tell.
Is Dan Mullen done?
Has to
Hey,
be.
how would he not be?
Didn't you say that last week that if he loses either
I
of the
did.
next two
I did.
games?
And boy,
How could they not fire him? I mean, really?
it is wild.
I'm not sure.
It's one of the fastest falls from grace I can ever remember. But
Yeah.
like, I don't know that if college football fans didn't exist, I'm not sure Florida fires him. If fans didn't exist, I don't think Florida fires him. But I think the fans at Florida are going to make it impossible to keep.
Well, and boosters too, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Oh, you're putting them. Okay.
Yeah, I
see what
think
you
they're
mean.
together.
But those boosters, those are the ones paying the payout. So like
Right.
maybe
That's
they're
true.
like, hey
He's
guys,
just-
we may. I mean, yeah.
Well,
I mean,
those
we don't know
boosters
their
paying the
financials.
payout. Those boosters paying the payout know exactly how much effort a coach is putting into recruiting the guys they're trying to get.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that's where Dan Mullen has a disconnect with Florida people, because I don't know that he puts in the work on the trail that they would like, and especially with Kirby doing what he's doing in Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, and they were in the SEC championship last year.
And yeah.
You know
yeah,
that,
but
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's like that's how crazy his fall from grace is.
they were 8-1.
Destroy Georgia.
They destroyed Georgia. They were 8-1, hosting LSU.
A good Georgia team last year too.
Yeah, not a bad one. They were hosting LSU. They lost LSU, lost the last 3, and now they're 5-6.
they are 2-9 in their last 11 games versus Power 5 opponents.
And those wins are Vanderbilt and Tennessee.
2-9.
Knowing what we know now, them beating Tennessee 38-14 is
Which
crazy.
I mean, they have to fire him. I'm shocked they haven't. What time is it?
It's
It's
12,
after
10.
midnight.
I'll let you know. I got post notifications.
It's after
on.
midnight. How have they not fired him
They
yet?
got
We're
a
going to let it all hang out.
They're gonna let him get home first.
I was thinking they were going to pull a Lane
away
Kiffin.
game, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Lane they didn't let on the plane.
You know,
right?
I tweeted
Yeah.
out
Yeah,
they're
it's
not gonna let him
automatic.
on the plane.
I mean, maybe they let him coach against Florida State.
Why though?
I
don't know.
agree.
I don't know.
I mean, they let Will Muschamp.
I mean, it's not like they have a defensive coordinator right now anyway. They already let him go.
It's Paul Pasqualoni,
But I mean, they let Will
who
Muschamp
ruined
finish the
UConn
season.
football.
Well, Ed Orgeron's finishing the season right now.
Yeah, he is.
That makes no sense. I don't know why you would want to do that.
The money, I'm guessing.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but
He
it's
just
like
loves
whatever. Like,
staying in
I
Louisiana.
feel like I'd have too much self.
He's a
pride.
guy. He's a guy that realizes his place in the world. He's going to be on LSU sidelines just in the background for the rest of his life.
Because he won a national title.
Yeah, because he won a national title. He's still going to stay around. He's still going to like.
He'll get a
He'll still.
It'll come back.
He'll still when they need him to say something nice in the recruiting trail, he'll call a guy. He'll call a coach and say, "Hey man."
He'll have his like.
But if you win a national title,
He'll
it
have a
always comes
banner
back
up.
around.
But hell, did you see when Michigan State beat Michigan, who was on the sideline or who was on the field celebrating?
Really? He was there?
D'Antonio was. Or
Which is crazy because he really fucked
he
up.
wrecked him, yeah.
He was
Damn near
celebrating on
killed
the
him.
field. I didn't remember seeing that.
Yeah, he was on the field during that celebration. I guarantee you, LSU wins a big game in 3 years.
He's there?
And like the crowds all around, Orgeron just be standing in the background. Like
For
he's going to be
sure.
around that program. I think he's fine.
He's a mascot.
Does Gene Chizik ever do anything at Auburn?
No, he's pretty much persona non grata. But there are others like I'm trying to
Georgia
think.
brought back Mark
Georgia's
Richt.
fine with
It's
Mark Richt now.
It's a little different because he did have the medical diagnosis.
Yeah.
And they want to celebrate him. But they were fine with him, I think, even before that. They were more like, hey, like, it didn't work out, but you did have some good memories with
By
us.
the way,
Brandon, Thanksgiving?
yes,
What do you like to do on Thanksgiving?
I like to eat my Thanksgiving dinner at about 11:30 in the morning.
Well, yeah, you're a weirdo, but the biggest thing is we like to eat a lot.
Yes.
Thanksgiving, you plan for the holiday. You know, you get everything
Or
prepared.
got that game plan ready.
Every other day, though,
HelloFresh?
HelloFresh.
Yes.
Because if you're planning Thanksgiving dinner, that's like the only thing that you're really caring about.
Mindset.
That's your mindset. You don't want to have to plan Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. Christmas is the same way. That's why you get HelloFresh. They make it easy for you. So you don't have to make any plans. You just have to order it online. You pick through a menu, and then they make it idiot-proof.
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 Man, you can do it.
I can do it.
I
can do
I
it.
can do it as well. My wife can
painting
do
by
it.
numbers.
Everybody can do it.
Your
And
kids could probably do it.
they probably could.
Your youngest could probably do
I'm
it.
not sure that I'm really needed at my house, to be
No,
honest.
you're definitely not needed. Well, no, you are because you have to pay for everything.
Yes, and
Including
HelloFresh.
HelloFresh.
I love their sloppy joes. I just want to
Oh
say
my
that
God,
out loud.
they have the best sloppy joes. They have a really good chili. I don't know if you've
Mm-hmm.
ever made their chili. It's getting very cold outside up here in New York. I say this every single time. I'm going to continue to say it. It's the only sponsor that I actually pay for.
Yeah,
I
agree. I do the same thing.
I do the same. I get HelloFresh every week. You can choose the different types of meals, whether you're trying to eat healthy, whether you want 2 portions, 4 portions, however much you want. It's radically flexible. You go on the app. Within minutes, you can select your menu, and it's pre-portioned. You don't have to waste, Brandon. No waste. Mm-hmm. No waste. Everything is portioned exactly how you want it.
They have these cards. You just read right off the menu. Everything's healthy. Everything's fresh. Everything's packed perfectly. Bam.
And they have limited edition holiday boxes right now.
Holiday boxes.
Holiday boxes. So you can cook up a family feast with no planning necessary. To can't beat value, even at full price. It's over 30% cheaper than going to grocery stores. And it's time to save money. It's the holidays.
I love a good cheap box.
I don't. We all love a good cheap box.
I like mine expensive.
Go to HelloFresh.com/Walker14 and use the code Walker14 for up to 14 free meals
That's 2 weeks of free meals.
and 3 free gifts. So you get 17 things for free, basically.
That's a lot of things.
Well, actually, technically, 14 free meals is like 28 because it's 2 portions.
That's correct. Yes.
So you're either feeding 2 people for 14
So
times.
you're up to
or,
like 30 free things.
Yeah, you're just a lot of free shit. Go to HelloFresh.com/Walker14. Use the code Walker14. Again, that's HelloFresh. It's America's #1 meal kit.
What's the better rumor? Lincoln Riley to LSU, or I got a new one on you.
I don't know who's going to fill any of these coaching.
I don't either.
Who's going to be these coaches?
We're no closer to it.
USC,
USC might as well just be open for the rest of the time because I haven't heard a thing about USC.
My theory is that it has to be a head coach who's going to fill it, who's currently a head coach. 'Cause
Well, yeah, I
otherwise,
think
why
that's.
is it?
I think so.
It's a broad statement.
I still
but-
think. I think James Franklin might get the USC job. That's just a guess. I don't know. I don't have any.
Jeff D. Lowe, I know he doesn't speak for the entire fan base, but he is so done with James Franklin.
And if Florida comes open,
Lane.
Well, wait, Florida.
Miami's not coming open.
If like
It
Florida
might.
and
still think
Miami
so?
come
it might
open.
come open if
AD
it would come
left,
open if they had an agreement with Lane before it came open.
Aha.
If they were like, Lane, would you come? Yes. Okay, we're firing our coach. But I don't think it would come open otherwise.
If hypothetically even ground, Miami and Florida are open, where do you think Lane would go?
I think he could go to Miami. I think he has a house down there. I think he loved his time at Florida Atlantic. I think
which is 45 minutes from Miami.
Yeah.
So it was like he liked Florida.
Yeah, I think he did well down there. And plus, Miami and Florida are both places that if you go, you can win a national title within 5 years. But your road at Miami has a lot less potholes.
Yep.
If you get them up and running, you're going to sit on top of a conference.
Yeah, in Florida.
All you got to do is chase down Clemson because as long as this is just a temporary thing, that's all you got to do.
And he's also like he's
You go to Florida.
jump out of the SEC right now, and recruiting in the SEC is hard as it is.
Well, in Florida,
not that it's not
you're
an
sitting
ACC,
under
but-
Mount Kirby at Florida.
Right.
Kirby's not going. He's going to peak this year, but he's not going anywhere.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
So I think Florida's technically a better job. Miami might be a better situation to win a national title quicker.
You think he's peaked even if he loses to Ohio State?
Who's that?
Kirby.
I think this, whatever he does this year, I think this is the peak, the strongest team he'll ever have. Whether he wins or he loses, I'm not sure he's going to have a much stronger team than this. I mean, defensively, they're without flaw.
Right.
They are without problem. Offensively, they're good enough. So, I think he's fine. Or I think he's. I would, if I could take USC, if I could take LSU, if I could take Florida, I'd look at those two first because I'm behind Kirby at Florida. It's going to be a tough mountain to climb. So I don't know what else to get to. I'm kind of at a loss as far as I look down through the schedule and everything. But next week we got Ohio State, Michigan. We got Bedlam.
Bedlam is going to be awesome.
What about Wake Forest being exposed?
I don't know if they were exposed as much as Clemson.
We had previously thought.
I think Clemson has just gotten off the mat. Like DJ was good today.
That smile that Dabo had at the end of the game, like he.
It was his birthday too.
Oh,
That's when I knew.
happy
I saw the
birthday.
tweet.
It was Dabo's birthday?
Yeah, when I
I
saw
know
his
that.
birthday, I'm like,
Notre
shit.
Dame destroyed Georgia Tech, man.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, we haven't talked about them, but Notre Dame is just going to be sitting there for the committee to have to worry about. And if enough
Who
teams.
do they play next week?
Stanford?
Yeah.
Oh, Stanford. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's just say, let's project forward. Georgia beats Alabama.
So Alabama's done.
Georgia's in. Ohio State, Michigan winner's in.
Okay.
I'm going to slide Cincinnati in for the sake of this argument. I mean,
Well, then it's the
an
scenario we
Oklahoma
talked
team
about
or a Notre
earlier.
Dame team is
Or Oklahoma State, maybe?
an Oklahoma team or a Notre Dame.
an Oklahoma team, okay.
An Oklahoma team or a Notre Dame. I
don't think. I think if Oklahoma wins, that the Big 12 is out.
It depends
but
on how
you
these
brought up
things
some
go.
Good points. It's like, what's the difference between
Oklahoma and Oklahoma State? It's the pedigree of the name.
Right.
But if they both win, what's the difference? Because
I don't think there really is much. I only look at Oklahoma State better right now because I think they're a better team.
Well, their defense is just
But if
ridiculous.
Oklahoma goes in there and wins, that changes the narrative, doesn't it?
and then
have to win
if
twice.
they beat Oklahoma State, would they?
They would then play Oklahoma State, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know what the scenarios are.
That's all the point differential stuff
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Where does that leave?
Oh, would that would be
Baylor.
a three-way tie
That would
with
be
no,
two
because Oklahoma would have one loss. They're in, and then it would be a tie between Baylor and Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State beat Baylor.
Right now,
So if it's a three-way tie, you get into point
Yes.
differentials. But if it's a two-way tie, it's just head-to-head.
it doesn't
right
matter.
now in the conference, both Oklahomas are 7-1.
Right. And if Oklahoma to win, they would win. They would be
So
number
there can't
one.
be a three-way tie.
Baylor won today or lost?
There cannot be a three-way tie,
No,
right?
I don't think so.
No,
How could there
there's
be a
not.
three-way
They
tie?
won.
It can't be.
Yeah.
They won.
Yeah.
I guess unless Baylor lost. No, then that would just be one. Then that would just be a one.
Wait, hold on. Time out.
Baylor won.
Yeah.
Yes, Baylor won.
Everyone.
Well,
has
yeah, of course
four-
they did.
Baylor beat Kansas State today.
Everyone has 4 losses in the Big 12, except for Baylor, Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma.
They all have one.
Oklahoma and Oklahoma State have 1. Baylor has 2.
Baylor has 2.
Right, if-
Oh.
Right.
So basically,
Oh.
Yeah, but
Oklahoma or
only
Oklahoma
one,
State.
Only one team next week will take a second loss.
But then what if they play a? Oh.
Right.
they're going to
So
have to play
If
again.
Oklahoma
So Baylor can't.
loses,
Baylor can't get in the Big 12 championship, is what we're saying.
no, they can.
How?
Because if Oklahoma loses, they'll have 2 losses just like Baylor.
And Baylor beat them.
Baylor beat Oklahoma, and they'll have to play
But there
Oklahoma
can't be.
State
There
again.
still can't be a three-way tie.
No 3-way tie.
No.
Baylor would need to win next week so basically an Oklahoma team would be 7-2. Baylor would be 7-2. There'd be one that's 8-1.
Right.
Yeah.
I really wanted to come down to a point differential so everyone can get mad at Dave Aranda for making
The field goal.
the field goal thing.
I think it is. I don't know how far down in the steps it is, but there is one that becomes a point differential. 'Cause I saw someone explaining that on Twitter.
So the objective of the game, I said this last week, is to score.
Yeah.
But so then, if Oklahoma beats Oklahoma State 2 times, and their only loss is to a top 10 Baylor team,
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
and that's what Kayce I think pointed
Yeah,
out, because
yeah.
then Kayce pointed out earlier, and now I went from 5% to a little bit higher.
I think that Oklahoma State will make it over undefeated Cincinnati.
It would have to be a little bit impressive too. If Oklahoma scored like 35 points on Oklahoma State's defense, you'd be like, oh.
I'm really excited for Bedlam. Bedlam's always insane, but this year it actually means something.
Be some awesome shirts.
You know who got off the mat?
Clemson.
Yes. Florida State kind of got off the mat.
Oh.
Florida State.
They let BC in a little bit at the end, though.
They did, but they went to BC and they won. Like Florida State got off the fucking mat.
They're gonna beat Florida next week.
Where's that game? Is that Tallahassee or Gainesville? I think it's
it's Tallahassee. I think
it's in Gainesville, but
really?
I don't.
I don't know why I think that.
I don't know why I think that.
At Florida, Gainesville.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I told you.
Your gut was right.
Told you.
Your gut was right.
Your 50-50 gut.
I think they're gonna beat Florida.
I don't see why any normal human being wouldn't think that the way Florida's playing.
And if they haven't fired Dan Mullen before then, that gets him fired.
He's being left on the tarmac.
Oh, what at home?
It's at Gainesville. It's what
They're gonna take him out to the airport and fire him?
That'd actually be unreal.
They're just lock him out of the locker room. Be like, go walk.
Okay, all right. Parking lot then.
There's opening lines right now for Florida State. What do you think it is?
I think Florida's probably a 3-point favorite.
10.
Yes.
Florida's 10-point favorite?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Why?
Well, they were a 10-point favorite over Missouri. I mean,
I think it's just like,
name brand.
talent profile.
But
still,
I mean, Florida State plus 10 does sound good.
Is there an Egg Bowl line out yet?
Yep.
What is it?
What do you think it is?
I think Mississippi State's favored.
Ole Miss
is?
-2.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you got it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh hell.
Will be favored by the time that game kicks off.
Isn't it in Starkville?
Yeah.
Why are they favored?
Well, they're a top 10 team.
They're
basically.
a good team.
They're not a good team. They've had a good season.
Okay, yeah, no, yeah.
And Ohio State, Michigan is Ohio State -3. Sorry, -6, 6.5.
Yeah.
Are you still going to be in my corner on the Egg Bowl?
Yeah.
Okay.
I told my mom.
Cowbells.
Loyalty.
We're going to beat it.
Loyalty.
Those cowbells.
Yes, yeah. Katie, were you just? Katie,
Wow.
Stop doing that.
Stop.
Katie,
Put them down. Put them down.
My hands are closed, not open.
All right.
Well, she does have a good point there. You going skiing, Katie?
Hands are closed.
All right. This is how we ring cowbells.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe like up here.
Right.
I'm so sorry to my parents. Please don't be watching this on YouTube. It was an innocent mistake.
I would tell a story about what my parents had to endure, but then I know
On
my dad
Friday
listens to this
Night Pints,
podcast. Yeah, it's really one of the worst moments of my life.
How's he doing with your cigarette habit?
I don't have a habit. It was just for jokes.
Just smelling it.
It was just for entertainment.
I do
Brandon,
love
it's
how
for content.
I do love how you continue to you still carrying around that same pack.
That's awesome.
No, I'm not.
You're like a high school kid.
It's a different pack.
Prove it.
I saw it the other day. It was in your.
No, you hallucinated that.
Oh yeah.
Oklahoma's a 1-point favorite over Oklahoma
He
State.
hallucinated that.
Wow.
I don't smoke cigarettes.
Are you sure about these?
Yeah.
No, she's looking at.
I don't wanna say
it's
names,
ours
but-
names, but it's reputable.
Yeah.
Our competitors.
It's also the base book that sets it for others.
Sure. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. Okay. Oklahoma's favorite over Oklahoma State, really?
Well, that's just an open of other ones.
Well, 1 point. Well,
Can I tell y'all a team I don't
or
believe
is it
in?
-10? Jack.
Can I tell y'all a team I don't?
-10.
No, that's -1.
Can I tell y'all a team I don't think should be ranked?
Yeah.
That's -110. The juice.
Yeah, fine. Tell me a team that I think shouldn't be ranked.
Hold on. AP.
Brandon, you know what I call you to my friends?
I sure do, Jack, but I want you to say it out loud.
The king of sling.
The King of Sling, every Monday through Thursday night, 6 o'clock Eastern. You can watch the Brandon Walker College Football Show. It's going well. And Sling not only has the Brandon Walker College Football Show, but it's also just a great platform.
Yes.
Who is your most hated fan base on that show? If you had to pick.
Boy, oh
King of
boy.
Sling.
Depends on the week.
Probably Michigan.
Really?
Me and Michigan have had the biggest
Rivalry.
this year.
The King of Sling hates Michigan fans.
I don't hate Michigan
No, I
fans.
know.
I just tell the truth, and some fan bases can't handle it.
Auburn's not mad at you?
Oh, Auburn's mad at me,
Okay,
sure.
well, yeah,
but
sure.
Auburn stopped calling once we beat their ass.
Same with
Yes,
Kentucky.
That's true.
Kentucky stopped calling once we beat their ass.
That's usually what they do.
Soon,
pretty
and
much.
once Mike Leach gets this thing going, I'm not going to have any fans left.
No,
Just beat everybody.
I feel like the King of Sling with all the beef, that's like the number one thing Sling offers. And then the Barstool Sports 24-hour channel, but then
Yeah.
also the biggest, not the best, because you would be the best. The biggest thing is they have all the sports channels.
All the sports.
So,
it
like
really is a fantastic platform. You can cut out cable and just get right down to the nitty-gritty. for a good number, a good price, you're
Yes.
going to get all the sports.
Well, the worst part about cord cutting is not being able to watch live sports.
Yes.
So Sling, you can get ESPN, Fox Sports 1, TNT. You can you can even get the Red Zone channel. Which, I mean, if you don't have the Red Zone channel, what are you doing with your life? It's easy to set up. It's easy to use. There are no contracts, and it starts at just $35 a month. But if you sign up now, Brandon, sign up now, you get your first month for just $10. I mean, what are we doing?
$10.
That's 2 coffees.
Yes.
2 coffees. You get all the sports. You get the Barstool Sports Channel. You can watch dual streams, the exclusive content like the Brandon Walker College Football Show presented by. Is it presented by Brandon Walker?
Brandon Walker, College Football Show with Brandon Walker.
Yes. Okay. Go to sling.com/barstool and sign up now and get your first month starting at just $10. Again, sling.com/barstool. Get your first month starting at $10. It's the holiday season. You want to save money? Do it at Sling. Penn State. Are they
No,
ranked?
not.
They're not ranked.
They're not ranked.
Iowa.
Clemson should be ranked.
Iowa. Penn
no,
State will
no.
be.
Anybody?
What conference?
Bueller? Give
San
it away.
Diego State.
Oh. Go ahead.
UTSA shouldn't be ranked.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. that would give it
They're
away.
11-0. They can pull off another miracle today.
Which, by the way,
What do you think?
ESPN
It's a great story. They're 11-0, but they're not one of the top 25 teams in this country.
ESPN pushed the game final of them losing. Did you see that?
I didn't see
Really?
that.
Yeah, like Jeff Delow was like, "Oh my God, UTSA lost," and then we all looked. We're like, "It was last second touchdown."
Yeah.
Like, ESPN fucked that up big time. But no, they should not be ranked.
I think just like
No.
12-0, like
It's a great story. It's
they're not a top 25 team. And
There
like,
are
if you were
50 teams
to-
in this country that
if
I
you
would.
were to power rank every team,
Yeah.
are they favored over 105 teams in this country? No.
No.
Which is 130 minus
Right.
25, and so they're not. But
They have the 11th
that's not
strength of
that's not
record.
how we do it, which is cool.
Yeah.
They have 11th strength of record. Am I reading that wrong? That's
No,
weird.
you did it right.
But 120 strength of schedule. I forget the difference.
I hate
but-
strength of schedule. That's on my shit list. Strength of schedule.
Uh,
Why is that?
explain.
Strength of record is better.
Record is
Strength
like
of
what you've done.
schedule- Strength of schedule does not. You know what? It's hard to win football games. Every
Agreed.
week. And strength of record takes that in.
Okay.
Yeah, you have 120th strength of schedule, but that doesn't mean that everybody else would go 11-0 with that.
Sure. Schedule.
Schedule.
Mhm.
So I think strength of record is something that we should be putting in much higher than strength of schedule. Everyone loves SOS. I don't. I just don't. Now, do I think SOR, strength of record, should be held very high? No, I think it should be
For the lay
below-
people out there, for the lay people,
Yes, the lay people.
could you just explain to me like I'm 5? What is the exact difference between strength of schedule and strength of record?
Well, the strength of record is, I could give you the exact definition right now, thanks to Katie's stats. Strength of record reflects
the kids are
chance
teaming
that an
up.
average top 25 team would have team's record or better given the schedule, which gives credit to you playing your schedule and winning. Now, strength of schedule is just like it's just
I
like
feel
all our teams.
Is that the clinical definition of that one too?
Rank among
You did
all
say explain it to you
teams-
like you're 5.
rank among all FBS teams of games already played schedule strength from perspective of an average top 25 team.
I have another way to maybe describe it, and let me know if I'm on the right track. For like
Right.
strength of record, it looks at your team and how your team has performed, whereas strength of schedule it just looks at your opponents and how good they are.
This is a dumb question.
Yes.
Your strength of schedule obviously changes throughout the year, right?
Yeah. I would feel.
Yes.
Okay. So in the ACC, I'm just trying to go through championship games that we know so far. So we know the SEC championship game is Georgia and it's
Bama.
we don't know the Big Ten championship game. It's either Michigan and Ohio State, or do you know who it is in the Big Ten West?
It's Wisconsin
Wisconsin
or
or
Iowa.
Iowa, yeah. Minnesota can get Iowa in if they beat Wisconsin.
That would be
and
just
Minnesota
an
hosts
absolute
Wisconsin.
disservice
So
to the Big Ten.
So
No offense.
we have 4 teams down for 2 spots in that one. In the ACC, Pitt has locked in a spot.
Yes.
Pitt has won the Coastal Division by beating Virginia tonight. Pitt might finish 10-2, by the way.
Clemson can still get in.
No. Ooh, it's Wake has to lose to BC.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
That can happen. Clemson
Could
can
happen.
get in.
But
Yeah.
So Wake Forest is 6-1. They have
I
BC left.
heard somebody say on like one of the game casts
There could be a 3-way tie as well.
that
How do they decide
That-
that?
that Wake Forest clinched.
They haven't clinched.
No, they haven't.
No.
because they're 6-1.
All right, so then
And
I think it
Clemson's
was
done.
Booger McFarland who said it. So
Okay, well,
that's on me for believing.
Brandon almost had a heart attack watching Booger unveil his top 4 teams today.
yeah,
Who
because
was
he.
it? Who was it?
Well, he kept saying, and it was right after the Ohio State game. They were asking Booger, "Do you think Ohio State's better?" No, I still put Oregon there because they won the game. That was in week 2. Why don't we act like teams
But
don't?
I get it.
That was before Oregon lost,
I
obviously.
do
but
get the college football player putting it there.
Them, yes, but I mean, they're asking him for.
There has to be a value to playing the game.
But they also said he also was just like adamant that Alabama had just made a huge statement today.
I'm
Really?
going to say it out loud.
Yeah.
Tell me why Ohio State shouldn't be number 2 on Tuesday.
They should be.
Oh, I think they should be. Yes. Yes.
What
I
was the
think that-
final in Alabama
the
Arkansas?
only thing I would say would be, oh, you know what? I was going to say it's become a little bit apparent that the team that they lost to
Right.
is not very good.
Uh-huh.
That's fine, but
42-35.
Lost
Right.
to Texas A&M, who's nothing against Texas A&M.
No, you can say it. It's
top.
fine.
They're just like Oregon.
they're
They're
top
like,
30 team.
Hey,
Yeah.
they destroyed Prairie View today.
Yeah. Shut up.
Sure did. Hey, we took care of Tennessee State.
I loved all the memes today. Uh-oh.
I got to take.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Oh, he got really excited.
Better than anyone I know.
I got to take. These sports writers whining on Twitter that the SEC plays FCS games in the second to last week of the year. What is the big difference in playing all your bad teams up front than saving one to play later? What is the big difference really? What does it matter when you play them? I know it doesn't watchability. It doesn't feel good.
No.
But these people were saying the SEC is doing this and it's trash and they should be like. SEC is a hard season. It's
Right.
a hard thing to do to go through an SEC season. These teams decide to give themselves a break before their rivalry game. I don't see why that's a big deal.
Can I admit to you something?
Yes, please.
I almost talked shit about it on Twitter today.
I'm gonna say
Because
they
of the
do
watchability.
charity work for those programs.
Oh, that's true. But,
what?
well,
no.
We
Money-wise.
got Tennessee State
You're-
$600,000.
yes, well,
Yes,
$1 million
You know
money-wise.
who
today.
got $1 million today?
UConn.
Yes,
from
but
the UCF.
here's the
That-
thing, though. The
but again,
money-wise,
you-
yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
But
they
from a
did.
team standpoint, like, and I understand, it's like Dion is in a different place than playing Division I teams all the time. But he did say he was like, we're rolling these kids out to get embarrassed and slaughtered.
Well, no, but guess
That's not
what?
charity work.
You're also rolling it out because you're also rolling it out to get money, so those kids have proper facilities,
True.
proper shoulder pads, helmets, and whatnot.
Bus.
And
Yeah.
then you're also rolling out that money so then you can pay a Division II team to play, and then they take that money, they play a D3 team, and it's a whole ecosystem.
It's a circle
Shout
of
out
life.
to the
Oh.
SEC for
Yes.
for
For nourishing.
powering college football.
I think the SEC, they've proacted by splitting it between 2 weeks, so it's not everyone.
I just think from a watchability standpoint, it stinks.
Oh, it
like
does
today,
stink. It just stinks.
today the memes where it was like one of these is not like the other, and every score was 49-0.
Yeah, and
And
then
it
one's
was-
Ohio State over Michigan State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of the most pathetic performances I've ever seen.
He's going to have fun with his mentions.
Does it
today.
lock
Nah,
in?
it just-
I mean,
Like I was wrong about the Michigan State.
no,
game,
wait. But in fairness to Jack, if your take has been so far this year that Michigan State isn't as good as people think, if the Michigan game was a fluke, everything that a person like Jack might have said in that vein, Michigan State didn't help it by going out and laying an egg today and looking hapless, looking
My
terrible.
biggest take was Michigan was going to expose Michigan State, not Ohio State. So I mean, I'm still wrong, but
I still think
do
Michigan's a
they
better
were
team.
the most overrated,
Yeah.
undefeated team at the moment. Not undefeated, like
The
top
only-
team, like not UTSA.
The only pause I would put on that is we just can't rule out Ohio State doing the same thing to Michigan.
That
I
is
don't
true.
think
That
it's
is
likely.
true.
They could in different
But
ways.
But what if they do?
They could
Ole
also
Miss just
still.
changed their photo on Twitter to Heisman, but instead of an S, a 2 for Matt Corral, 0. I don't think
mean, what?
he may not get invited to New York.
What are they talking about?
I wouldn't
guess
even
they
invite
have-
him to start
everybody
for
does
it.
that, though.
I guess yeah. They have to. What's
What?
the word? Campaign.
That punter
I-
should get Luke Garza, not Luke Garza, the basketball player.
I will say this.
Ray Guy? Are you talking about Matt Ariza?
Matt Ariza.
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to win the Ray Guy Award.
Michigan could still get blown out by Ohio State, and it'd be half as bad as it was for Michigan State today.
I think
True. It could be
You know what I
21.
mean?
True, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it
They
could
could be
be-
down 28-0
Yes, and
yeah.
it's still not anything like what
I
happened.
don't think
to
the
Michigan State
matchup is like Michigan
today.
State
No, I agree
matched
with you,
up
but I'm saying they could
perfectly
still get
badly.
blown out, and it'd be half as bad as it was.
The
today.
only problem with the matchup is, and I do think Michigan has the best matchup to slow them down, even slowing Ohio State down might be holding them to 30 points. Do I think Cade McNamara can score 30 points? I'm not sure that I do, but they scored 59 today, so maybe their offense has turned a corner.
Hello, Blake Corum and Hassan Haskins.
Is Blake Corum
Is
ready to
Blake gonna
go?
play?
That's a question. He
Yeah.
seemed like he warmed up, but he didn't play at 100% today.
I'm so
Did
excited
he
for
play
that game.
today?
Last time I checked, I tuned out after warm up when they said he was
Yeah.
there.
Next
but
Saturday
not
is
He
gonna be
was
a long
there
day.
though. That's an improvement from last week. He wasn't at Penn State.
Let's see.
Next Saturday is going to be
Penn
incredibly
State
long.
thinks they found a new quarterback today, Christian Valonu or
Oh,
something.
yeah?
Ooh, he did not play.
It
I
was
stand
0-0,
corrected.
and he came in and Sean Clifford got hurt. That's
You want-
it for Sean Clifford. But
Penn State is forever finding a new quarterback.
yeah, I know.
They are forever finding a new guy.
Yeah, they're
And every new guy is the next great guy.
And Sean Clifford goes and sits on the bench for 3 games
They
and
do
comes
have
back.
a recruit right now that they're really obsessed with. That is the new guy too.
I bet
He's
he'll be
not
good.
playing.
I bet he'll be
Yeah.
good at USC next year.
Quinn Ewers was dressed today.
Also,
So who's he playing for next year?
yeah.
Because it ain't Ohio State.
Who did you say deleted all their shit from social media?
Oh,
Oh,
the
Anthony
Richardson.
Anthony Richardson. Yeah.
Yeah.
which
no
would
more-
make sense because he probably likes Dan Mullen, but I don't know.
Yeah, they were saying, I think in his post-game press conference, Dan Mullen said that Anthony Richardson was okay, but still dinged up. And then someone responded, like, he was jumping and, like, doing flips
He
on the
loves
sideline.
jumping when he's injured, and also dancing when he's injured and gets hurt
Yeah.
in the team hotel. But yeah, so there's going to be a lot of movement this offseason. Where did Quinn Ewers? I guess he could go back. Like Texas, I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird because Texas A&M has their next recruit.
Yes.
Texas is all in on Arch next year, and if
That
you take
is
Quinn,
true.
that's over. And I heard
do you lay
I heard a
those-
take. I heard a
Yeah.
take today. Like whoever LSU gets is going to get Quinn Ewers. That kind of makes sense.
Oh.
The Joe Burrow pipeline,
Yes.
the path,
Yeah.
and they are quarterback needy for whoever the next coach is.
He already put this stuff back in his bio.
Who did?
Anthony Richardson.
He did.
Damn.
Enough people saw
It's
it.
still news.
It was a
It's still
bio.
news. I mean, he
It
got
was a
caught.
bio gate. Same
He
with
got caught.
Oklahoma.
Do you think that Arch would go to Texas with how bad they look right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me the
Yeah.
saving grace.
I think what's happening right now doesn't matter long term at Texas. And they look bad. They're awful. They're not going to make a bowl. They've lost 6 in a row,
Isn't it like their worst record since like 1956?
56. But he has to root out the losers out of that program. He has to root out the
33?
ones. He has to root out the ones that are recording coaches and putting it out on Twitter. He has to root out the
He does,
soft
yeah.
mentality because Texas has been a soft football program for a long time. Charlie Strong, soft. Tom Herman, soft. Guy before that, soft. Like they've been soft, and Sark has to get rid of that softness.
They haven't. They've been soft since like Mac Brown.
Since Mac Brown started to decline, they have
Yeah.
been a soft football
Yes.
program. They get top 5 recruiting classes that don't play good college football.
Boy, they're bad.
Oh, they're really? Is that tearing you up inside?
I'm sad about it.
I'm sorry.
I did want to. I didn't tweet it because I just didn't feel like fighting with people on Twitter today. All these assholes that were in my mentions when A&M lost to Arkansas too. I really want to know what they're thinking right now because I understand A&M didn't have a fantastic season. wasn't horrible, but
You're
like
gonna go 9-3.
I mean all these Texas fans that were just calling me all sorts of mean names on Twitter. I wonder what they're doing right this moment.
Dave Aranda gonna get another job?
I heard the rumor was USC.
How can
He would make sense.
he go from one place to another place so fast when he's barely solidified himself at Baylor?
But I think he had like they're
and he's a
good.
California
Mel
guy,
Tucker,
right?
Look at Mel
But it's
Tucker.
1 year. And
No, it's 2. He's been there 2 years.
Yeah,
though.
okay,
and it's
fair.
the end of his second year, and they look
And
legit.
he rejected a lot of jobs at LSU.
they do. Like my thing with Mel Tucker, nothing against him. It's like he's had one very successful year up until today.
To me, Mel Tucker is not nearly as solid as Dave Aranda.
Because he wasn't
I would agree.
the coordinator that he was.
Right, Dave Aranda like built a legendary status as a coordinator, and then has turned his first 2 years. You can see it, like it's there.
And USC, like that's him going home.
What's stopping?
He's from LA.
He's from California,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Am I crazy?
I believe he is.
What's
No,
stopping
yeah.
Mel Tucker to become the next Tom Allen and
Tom Allen.
Matt Campbell?
Nothing.
I also think Matt Campbell's still fine. He just may be.
He's not going anywhere.
He
though.
may just be meant for Iowa State.
Yeah. Just
Like-
like talking about like peaks and then flows. Well, Indiana, it's rude to compare Iowa State to Indiana, but just with examples of having good COVID.
Boy,
and then-
Indiana, they're gonna finish 2-10.
That's,
Michael Penix, though.
that's pathetic.
He celebrated senior year, the senior day activities.
Good
Does,
for him.
does that mean he's gonna go declare? And
I mean,
Well, he's probably just tired of
he probably-
being Indiana's
yeah.
quarterback.
He's
Yeah.
like, oh, maybe I'll go somewhere else.
I was really sad today was senior day because that means football's almost over.
It went by quick.
I hated seeing that.
yeah,
Wasn't nice.
It went by real quick. All right. I don't know what else we got to clean up there. There's a lot to look forward to. We'll have a new playoff 4, that's for sure. We'll have Georgia 1, Bama, Ohio State in some mix 2 or 3, and then I guess Michigan, Cincinnati in some mix at 4 and 5. I think it'll be Cincinnati. Notre Dame probably at 6.
I was about to say Notre Dame is be next.
Oklahoma State at 7.
And Oklahoma will move up.
Oklahoma will move up a little bit. Yeah, Oklahoma probably get back in the top 10.
Where's Ole Miss going to be?
Don't know. Don't care. Doesn't matter. They're going to get their shit kicked in on.
Okay.
I have never been more confident. We're going to beat them. We're a better football team than they are right now. We're good.
I understand.
We're good.
Your quarterback's very good.
That motherfucker. Just every time he throws it, it just lands in the receiver's
How
lap.
old? I mean, I know he's a freshman. How old is he?
He should be a sophomore.
So he's redshirt.
He's a true sophomore.
Yeah.
But he played last year.
Right. But
there's a
doesn't
COVID
count.
year, doesn't
Right,
count. So he's a true sophomore, but he is a freshman. He could play. That guy could go down as the all-time leading passer in college football.
He passed Dak's record, single season.
Both
So he's-
touchdowns
so, yeah.
and yards today.
So he could technically play at Mississippi State till he's 24.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty good for you.
Correct. He could play for a long time. He could outlive me at Mississippi
Well,
State.
He'd be the
I
next
mean-
Kenny Pickett.
At this rate, a lot of people could outlive you.
Kenny Pickett becoming a good quarterback, it might be the most under talked about thing in this whole season. It's one of the wildest things.
What's his Heisman odds? I mean, he's not going to win
Probably
it, but
like
like,
100 to 1.
you think he
50
gets
to
invited to
1.
New York?
I think
he's fifth in line at 33.
I think he should.
100.
Do we know if they're doing a New York invitation thing?
No, we just keep saying that.
Actually,
Yeah.
we said, you know what? That's right. I think I said on this podcast they're not doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not?
No, I'm just saying that's my prediction.
Oh.
They probably won't.
New York's fucked up.
No, I don't. I feel like New York's like living the dream right now.
Yeah.
I mean, other than like,
If
well,
you're
again,
vaccinated, I feel like they'll be like, yeah,
Yeah.
come through.
Yeah.
It'd be funny.
Whatever
if
he did in
two
the
of them couldn't come
offseason,
'cause they
every
were-
single quarterback and player out there needs to take
Jordan
note.
Davis like, I just haven't gotten the vaccine.
Yeah, hadn't got
And he
around to
couldn't
it.
come.
All right. Who won the weekend?
Ohio State.
Wow.
Bigger one. I have a bigger one.
You have a bigger one than Ohio State.
Yeah.
Well, let her finish. Let her
No,
explain
I mean,
Ohio.
I mean that's.
Actually, you go first, and then she'll
yeah.
get back to Ohio State. Go.
Let the force be with you.
Elijah
Drinkwitz.
Drinkwitz.
I
Did
mean,
you see that?
No.
So
Dan Mullen did the Darth
Darth
Mullen
Vader.
thing
Yes.
last year.
Yeah, I hated that.
So he came out at the end of his press conference post game. He pulled his hood up, pulled a lightsaber out from
Yeah.
God
Drinkwitz
knows where.
did today. It says,
Yeah.
"Let the force be with you."
And
May
walked
the
out.
force be with you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
What?
college football's pro petty.
Last year,
Oh no, I know. Where the fuck did he get a lightsaber?
Right, he must have planned it.
he planned it.
That's risky.
Yeah.
That is a risky move.
I don't think so. I think that's completely.
I mean, that's
It's
very
without
funny.
risk because he just beat Mullen and.
Well, no, but I'm saying like to have like you might have jinxed yourself if you bought a light.
Yeah, but he
saber.
wouldn't. He was the only one that probably knew it. It was probably just stuck in his
That's true.
office, and he about like
Just
right when they hit the 2
Love
point
a petty
conversion and they
move.
were celebrating, and the state troopers got around him to go shake his hand. He
turned to
probably
his
told an
assistant.
intern, "Hey, go to my office. Get
Yeah,
the
get the
lightsaber."
lightsaber.
Oh, that's one of those moments that like you have like the same way Ohio State has the countdown until Michigan and vice
Yeah.
versa. Like he just had that and it was like, I'm gonna wait. I don't care how long it takes me. I'm
That
I mean, good for
lightsaber.
them. I mean, last
Yeah.
year Dan Mullen and them did. Remember that game?
Yeah, he
Oh,
came
yeah.
out.
He wanted to
riled
fight
up the
everybody.
crowd.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did want to fight everybody.
He wanted to fight everybody.
Remember, he like went into the locker room and came back out. Like,
Yeah, and was
You
doing
know what?
this.
I bet they bought that lightsaber that night last year.
I bet he did.
Or thought
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, he probably bought it the next day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he wasn't a jinx.
He also went down on Twitter. I found a screenshot. He was responding to every single person like, you gotta go for two. You gotta go for two. Or like, I can't do it. And like, well, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good feeling when you get to go back and favorite the tweets that were
College football being petty.
Going
Eli-
for
Great.
2 and getting it to win a game is the ultimate big nuts move because I
sure.
swear they look stupid when they don't get it.
Well, they look dumb as shit. It's
Like
like
Leipold.
it is.
Florida was games against Alabama and Missouri both came down to 2-point conversions.
Yeah, one they didn't get.
It really
one.
is the most polarizing decision making you could use. If you get it, you're a genius. If you don't get it, you're
Missouri's
an asshole.
play also looked doomed.
Well, that game was.
But that 2-point conversion, like everybody up the top was covered, and I was like, oh, where's he going to throw it? And then this guy just leaks out wide open. It's a
that
brilliant
game
call.
was so gross.
It was gross, but
We deserved it.
Ohio State won the weekend.
explain.
Well, we've talked about it a lot, but I mean, they absolutely destroyed a top 10 Michigan State team.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we'll see what happens in Ann Arbor, but they proved that, and because Michigan State beat Michigan, that's really amplified it, because it's not like they're sitting there like going to have undefeated Michigan in Ann Arbor. But Ohio State, C.J. Stroud, I mean, they made a huge statement today. I think they should be number 2 in the rankings. I don't think they will be. I think the committee will keep Alabama there. But they made a huge statement when they need to, and C.J. Stroud, of his own right, I think he won the Heisman today.
I would say that C.J. Stroud, I would go even further than Ohio State. I would say C.J. Stroud probably won the weekend because he has separated himself as a quarterback who's – listen, again, I think they lost to Oregon because he wasn't ready yet. They got in the red zone. He couldn't score. He didn't know what to do. He is blessed with the best receivers in the country, the most talented wide receiver running back room in the country, and one of the best offensive lines in the country. But still, we saw earlier what a shaky quarterback could do to that situation. They lose. He's not shaky anymore. He's got the job. He's possibly going to win the Heisman, and he just made a huge statement on the biggest stage. And credit to Bryce Young. I mean, he counterpunched the hell out of it. And now I think the Heisman race is at last interesting now that we've had 2 guys on the same day put together great performances.
But C.J. Stroud, at least this upcoming weekend, has a much bigger opportunity to separate.
But I would say, as big as his opportunity is this weekend,
the next weekend,
Bryce Young has a bigger one the next weekend because he has Georgia
defense, yeah.
Right. And if I think they'll score 14 points, but if he scores 40 and wins, boy, it'd be hard not to
so at least it's
point
interesting
at.
now.
And Bryce Young, to me, today was his best game because he was just making these Johnny Manziel type plays.
Unbelievable plays.
That one touchdown where he rolled and bought himself time and then eventually just dipped it over here. I mean, that was incredible. Yeah. Jack, who won the weekend?
Jordan Davis. It just seemed
scoring
like
a touchdown.
He was just a viral sensation. That picture.
Oh my God. Although
the conductor,
the picture you're talking about, every time I see it tweeted, the guy in the middle gets bigger, gets big, or his. I see what you're when saying. People so the first time I saw it, I think it said the guy in the middle, he's 6'2", 290, and but the last time I saw it, he's like 6'4", 350.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So numbers just keep changing.
Right.
I thought you were saying like your vision. You were like,
no vision. He stays the same, but the description of him gets bigger and bigger. Like by next week, that guy's going to be a 7 foot, 500-pound monster.
Yes, for sure.
Jordan Davis is going to look bigger than him.
Also, I think he is really 6'3", 325. The guy in the middle.
Yeah. Jordan Davis just maybe.
That doesn't even look right. He's gigantic.
But what makes it look right is the guy in the middle is an average guy, and he looks like your cousin at a Christmas party.
It's like when Steve Nash was playing in the NBA and he's sitting around, he looks super super short, and he's just not.
Right.
He's just not, but he just does. He looks like that on the court.
Every point guard ever. Like Alex Caruso looks short. He's like 6'5".
Yeah.
And then you had the band you were doing.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome.
And he also ran for a touchdown. So shout out him. He's great and a great college football guy. Also, there's this meme on the internet that he's 26 because for some reason the Georgia. Did someone just fart?
That was my foot on the table. I heard that.
Georgia's website.
I've been holding it in.
His date of birth and says he's born in 1995.
Yeah.
I do not think he's 26. If any Georgia fans want to help me out with this, but I'm almost 1,000,000,000% sure he's not 26. There's no way.
I don't think he's 26.
I'm just saying there's a meme on the internet that he's 26. He's not. I've gotten texts about it from normal people that don't follow college football. It's like,
I love age conspiracy theories.
Also, if he's 26, he's getting fucked because he should be in the NFL making millions and millions and millions of dollars.
But on the Georgia website, his date of birth is 1995.
That's 26, yeah.
All right. So, who lost the weekend?
Somebody else want to go first?
I mean, I think I'll take the obvious one if you'd like. To me,
mine's not obvious.
This has been the season of Michigan and Michigan State, but boy, Michigan State's just a big wet fart today. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they were always outmatched and they were going to get beat, but 49-0 at half. You said the meme. I mean, there were teams. There were FCS teams playing SEC teams. And it was 49-0 at the half. Mm-hmm. And then you had Michigan State, who's supposed to have a Heisman contender, supposed to be giving their coach $95 million, who's supposed to be number 7, and they're down 49-0 at the half. They're getting treated by Ohio State like Charleston Southern's getting treated by Georgia. There's no difference.
No difference.
And you come into the biggest game of your season, and you won the Michigan game, but guess what? That only sets up bigger games. You come in the biggest game of your season, and you give your Heisman Trophy candidate 6 carries, and you fall behind that big immediately, and you fall behind 49-0. Michigan State absolutely lost the weekend.
I hadn't even thought about that from the meme standpoint. I was looking at it from the Ohio State lens. Like, look
Right.
how good Ohio State is. In fact, I think it's more obvious that it's embarrassing for Michigan State.
Right. They
Like,
were.
when you say like one of these is not like the others, you take the win column and you're like, okay, like these teams
Right.
are all in the conversation. You take the loss column, one is glaringly different.
They were an FCS team today.
Yeah,
There was
that's it.
this day was filled with an ass kicking of Michigan State and a lot of ass kickings of FCS teams, and they were the same thing.
Yeah.
Who lost the weekend?
Texas. I mean, I know that's an obvious one.
Keep going. I think you should do that every week.
Well, Texas lost the weekend because they've now lost 6 straight games in a row. At halftime of the Red River shootout or rivalry or whatever we're supposed to fucking call it, you had, I mean, everybody on the planet was like, oh, Texas is so good. Texas is so back. They're not going to make a bowl game. They're having the worst season since 1956. Yeah. Everyone was so excited about Sark. Everyone was so in. And that fan base has not accepted that they've not been good for a long time. At least other fan bases, and I'll even compare it to mine. Like, A&M fans are delusional. We're all delusional. But, like, I know I haven't won anything since 1998. Texas fans act like they won a national championship 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, they just have not been good in a long time. And because they lost again today, and I saw a lot of Texas fans talking shit about A&M playing Prairie View today, and it was like, you just lost again today.
I mean,
you lost to Kansas.
They played Rice earlier in the year too. And
Right, it's like, what are we talking
what's
about?
Rice and
But, like,
Prairie View A&M is the only difference is the SET score that needs to get you in.
Texas is a blue, like a big name blue blood program, one of the best programs in the country from a money standpoint, from financial, all that stuff, and they aren't even going to make a fucking bowl game. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Who lost the weekend?
I'd say for those of those who haven't been mentioned yet, Dan Mullen.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's a
think
good
he
one.
probably lost his job. And then I don't know if his job's in jeopardy, but Jeff Collins, Georgia Tech's head coach, I just looked up. He's been 3-9, 3-7, and then 3-8 this year.
Yeah.
He is 9-24 overall Georgia Tech. He's
Yes, those funny videos of Waffle House though.
They also, I mean,
And
you talk about
55
not
to
being
0.
competitive. They got beat by Notre Dame worse than fucking Michigan State got beat.
Most
55-0, and it was what 45-0.
No, I think that's their biggest win of the season. Notre Dame. Notre Dame's played some like pretty bad teams, like Navy's.
Yeah.
Navy's another team that's very similar to Georgia Tech, which probably shouldn't be, but they hung tougher. Florida State obviously hung tougher. USC hung tougher. Everybody did outside of them. I mean, Purdue obviously. Toledo hung tougher.
Oh yeah, of course.
They beat Virginia Tech by 3.
But Notre Dame also is playing a lot better football lately. So, but Georgia Tech, you're right, trash.
Trash.
Yeah, I mean, Notre Dame is still like they are Michigan before Michigan played.
Maybe.
Michigan State.
Possibly. Jack, who lost the weekend? I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Who lost the weekend?
No. Go ahead.
Anyone who's saying Jordan Davis is 26, people really saying I'm 26? Question mark. Imagine me graduating high school at 22. Emoji. I'm a 2000s baby. Stop playing with me. He's a 2000s baby.
Of course he is.
Stop playing with me.
Wouldn't he be
it's-
2021? Oh, 2000s.
I don't want to put this team on my shit list because I don't really care. But I mean, Oregon lost the weekend too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know,
they just
like-
lost the
So did
playoff.
our
Yeah.
Right,
crystal
but, like,
ball, who
they-
everybody just is like assuming is
Yeah,
like this.
When they won the Rose Bowl a few years ago, and it was like acting like they won the national title, like I wouldn't put them on my shit list because I don't care enough to
Yeah.
put them on my shit list. But like they absolutely lost. I mean, all credibility again today.
But it feels like no one was really surprised by that.
No,
Like, I know they
nationally,
weren't.
everyone was on Utah for sure, but because of how they lost to Utah,
Fair. Yep.
and they just lost their conference a spot in the playoff.
Yeah, it's just surprising. People just expected the Pac-12 to explode. And it was just very much like shrug. Okay.
That's because no one cares.
Shit list. Anybody got one?
No.
I'm not sure I got one either. Like, Michigan State definitely could be on there.
I have one
Yeah, go ahead.
that we can all appreciate.
Go ahead.
The refs in the Virginia Tech game for not overturning that.
That's a bad call.
That's the one I can think of for the most part. I mean, that was a terrible call.
Wasn't there someone in Alabama? I saw you tweeting about the refs in Alabama.
Oh my God. They tried. They tried their best. I mean, first of all, Arkansas scored a touchdown on a long pass, and then they said it was down at the 1 when there was not indisputable
that was
evidence.
bizarre.
But then the next play, their running back got a yard in the end zone was standing up in the end zone and just stopped going because he was far enough. Every Alabama player thought it was a touchdown. Every Arkansas player thought it was a touchdown. The running back, and the only guys in the world that thought it wasn't were the refs. Like, don't get me started on refs in Alabama. But anyway, it didn't matter. But they were bad.
It wasn't really like a big shitless day.
Not well. It could. We already
The
did lost the
slate.
weekend with Michigan State shitting the bed, Oregon shitting the bed.
But
But
do the slate as a shit list because normally we look at slates like, okay, so far this year, at least I feel every time I look at the slate, you're like, you know, it's a bad slate, but there'll be good games. I know there was some eye-opening games like Cincinnati, Notre Dame.
It wasn't just like a
Oregon.
super exciting day.
But yeah, there's no like stand on your feet and hollering like outside of Betts moment that was like, that's an amazing play. Like there's no one. I don't know. I wasn't.
Even
Wild.
even with bets, like it didn't feel like there was anything like there weren't like horrible beats and stuff
I
that
think there's
happened.
like Illinois, Iowa as a backdoor cover, but otherwise
Iowa. If Iowa somehow is in the Big Ten championship, it'll be a travesty.
that'd be funny.
well, it could be.
I know.
Minnesota's not bad.
Minnesota's not bad.
They won. That was your lock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they won that today.
He's still gonna give me my money. Somebody's gonna give me my money.
Whoa.
E.
You have to take that up with
Yeah.
Have fun with that.
Anyway, y'all good?
It is in crypto, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Well,
Hopefully it's already been
saying
bought.
we're saying too much. We're doing too much.
Yeah.
Say less.
Say less. We should all say less.
Oh, no, yeah. Are y'all? I'm a 2000s baby.
Anything else?
I'm not actually. Jordan Davis is.
Say less.
Why are you so obsessed with Jordan Davis's age?
Because everyone says he's 26.
He's a conspiracy guy.
Not 26.
Okay,
He put
just
that on.
relax.
He put that.
Fine,
He
fine,
put that on. Who lost the weekend
you
before?
guys got to see on TikTok. Everyone says Jordan
TikTok.
Davis is
That's
26.
why we're
26.
we're
He's
too
not
washed.
26.
We're washed. We're not on TikTok.
Okay. Let's get out of here before he pulls out a fucking birth certificate.
He should pull out a fucking birth certificate.
That's unnecessary roughness.